right, all right. Welcome to the Exploding Heads Horror Movie Podcast, episode 244. I'm
Hmm.
Dave Z, and this guy
I'm
over here,
Christian. What's going
we're
on?
professionals. Chainsaw Christian. Let's do it right
Chainsaw
here.
Christian.
You know?
Vroom. Oh my God.
Yeah, there you go. What are you, a vacuum
Oh,
cleaner?
yeah.
Freaking vroom. No, vroom would be like an old
I said
car.
voom, but then that's even stupider.
Va-va-voom? That makes
Yeah.
no sense. That's like someone would say in like Friday the 13th part 5 or something.
Was it
Va-va-voom.
voom? Was it voom like when you saw something like a hot girl back in like the
Yeah.
50s?
Yes.
Voom. Yeah.
Yep. Va-va-voom. I think it had to do with
Well,
like breasts. Va-va-voom. I think that was
yeah.
that was what it was. Here's something,
You can't bring it
folks.
alive.
Right on. Have you ever, have you ever heard a person say, I was dealing blackjack once, and there was an elderly gentleman playing blackjack with me, and this attractive woman walks by, and we all looked at her, and then the guy turned around, looked back at his cards, and said, Lord love a duck. Have you ever heard that expression, Lord love a duck?
I'm going to say yes only because I got raked over the coals when I couldn't remember cock of the walk.
Well, I'd
So
never heard Lord love a duck. I'd figure that must be an old expression like va va boom.
yeah, you're
But
probably
it's
right.
why Lord love a duck means that they saw somebody hot. I
Yeah,
don't know. But
Lord love a duck. Maybe because they couldn't get the girls, so they couldn't fuck the duck.
yeah, maybe. Fuck a duck. Maybe duck and fuck. It's kind of like a way to like a play on that. Lord love to fuck is maybe what they want to say. I don't know.
You didn't ask him. You
Either
didn't ask him. Were you dealing them?
yeah, I was dealing. I just let it go, like I usually do when I was dealing. I just let people say fuck whatever they want to
Yeah,
say. You
yeah.
know?
Just lose your house there, Charlie, and get out of my fucking face.
Yeah. Word. Yeah. That's
It's been a
about it,
crazy
man.
couple of weeks, dude. I mean, I
Hasn't
know
it?
we were just
Right?
talking just beforehand, but I went away for training, circus training, and
Went
it all
away.
went well.
Okay.
But then I got so when I was away, we got some fucking torrential downpour here at the
Oh
house. I sent you
yeah.
guys the videos. We got fucking flooding. Like it looked like it was like a third world. I mean, it's
How?
because
How are you not built for this?
I mean, we are. I guess they just haven't updated it. So there's a whole. We live in a ravine. So there's a ravine behind us, and so there's this graded like area that it all funnel the water all funnels down through. And look, it's really cool. Thank God we're elevated. So I guess on the other side of it, it all backed up. It hadn't been serviced in years, and just it was a torrential
Hey
downpour.
now, sounds like a personal problem. I haven't been serviced in years. Sorry to hear that,
So
buddy. What you
yeah,
got
I'm
TMJ or
married,
what?
damn it. So then anyway, I guess it was all backed up, and then the rain built up, and it had nowhere to go but down through our
Wow.
subdivision. And so luckily we're higher, like I said. So it was like I'll post the videos to the Patreon. Why not? But ultimately,
Yeah.
we're up a little higher, so it didn't affect us. My wife was
Water
filming it while
pond.
I was away. I'm going, holy shit,
Hmm.
I can't help at all. Four doors down, you saw the picture. The guy was up to his waist in water. Guy's
That
sitting on
was
the top of
nuts,
his
dude.
car. There's a sign that says like like speed 40 or whatever like that. It's in the middle of the road, and it was above the sign. Like you could just see the yellow at the top of the sign. It was crazy. Uh, People's basements flooded. It's horrible because everybody got fucked. A guy down the street, we had a windstorm. I don't know 4 or 5 years ago. All of his shingles in the front of his house gone, all gone, taken right off from this guy. This guy's basement got flooded this time. I feel
See, that's
bad
what
for
I
this
was gonna
guy.
say. The basement flooding. That's what I was afraid was gonna happen. What a terrible fucking thing. Terrible. Happens here all the
Yeah,
time. Matter of fact, I just talked to somebody a week ago. I bought actually the thing right behind me. You can probably see it. You see that
curtains. Yeah,
no,
the
not the
DVD thing.
poster. Yes, that DVD rack. Okay. That came from them. They sold it to me like a year ago for like a cheap price, like 20 bucks, 30 bucks, whatever it
Because
was. It
their
was one of
basement
those things
flooded.
in Craigslist. No, not because their basement, it was in perfect condition. Let me finish. I bought
Sure,
that from them. It was fine. Then they told me, then they told me there's another one. I go, well, if I ever need it, I'll get it. Now, lately, I've been on this kick. I've been making some purchases. Now there is a reason for it. I paid off these credit cards and I need to keep them in action. So I'm doing some stuff with it. And of course, you know me, I'm only looking at sales. I'm not
Yeah.
fucking buying. I did spend $60 on the Argento thing. A bee talked me into it.
Which one?
And I said, the opera. The
Oh, I bought
fucking,
that too. I bought
yeah.
that too.
So
It cost me a lot more than that with
yeah.
the exchange rate and
Well,
everything. Oh fuck.
oh, that sucks. I did buy that. Everything else was a special, right? A lot real good things. So now I'm getting things going, and I'm like, you know what? The one I have, the main one that I've had for years, one day it's gonna die. It's on it's been on its last legs for years, but it's strong, but it wobbles. And it's this big wooden one. Hold on, I'll even show you so you
We
know I'm getting it.
all
See
walk
this big
the
one?
wibbly wobbly walk.
You see that one there?
For
The
you,
freaking,
Jamie.
the big
Yeah.
one, right? I've had that for like 20 years. Anyway, it'll wobble back and forth. So it's weak, but it's still strong if I keep it up. But I just know eventually something's going to happen. So now you see those other two on the other side of it?
Yeah.
I ended up purchasing those and I overpaid. They were selling for $20 each. I got three for 50. I still thought it was a little pricey considering, but it's okay considering I got the other one back there for like the same amount,
Can I
you know,
wait? Can I
last
interject
year.
one thing just
Hmm.
for the listeners out there? Let's just remember if this doesn't come back to a flooded basement, I'm gonna fucking go insane. Okay,
Of course it
continue.
will.
Okay.
Of course it will. So those people that I bought that other one from, they said they had another one, and at the time I couldn't get it. I said, "Well, I don't necessarily need it yet, and everything else, and but keep it there." And they said, "I'm going to take the listing off of what do you call it, and you could have it when you want it." I said, "Okay." They probably think I was going to take this long.
Grinder. On
Anyway,
grinder.
I called them last week, and it's been probably a year, right? And then I messaged them, and I asked them about it. And
It's a
what do you
big
think they
hold.
told me?
They
No,
got
they told me
washed
that
away in the basement.
the basement flooded and they lost it. I'm like, I should have known better because this shit always. I have lost so many things
I love how
in.
I love how their horrible misfortune is now a burden to you. Like, I didn't get that fucking DVD thing, but all of their hopes
Well,
and memories are fucking washed away.
well. First of all, I did express.
I'm I'm, I'm
I want
joking.
to see what I said now. Hold on, hold on. Dario, where am I? Solder CD. I'm back in town. I removed the item. Well, I don't know where the fuck they are. Either
Just my
way,
luck, your
I
basement
ex-
floods.
well, let me tell you why. Because everything you just said about their shit and their memories and everything else has happened to me tenfold at my mother's house over the fucking years since I've been a kid. Everything is, I have so many things. You wouldn't believe the things that if there wasn't floods that I would have now, things I would love to have. So it's kind of par for the course in this area. It happens. You got to get a backup sump pump or you got to do something to prevent that. So when I heard that, I was thinking that's just my luck because I always fucking. But I didn't tell them that. It's just what I thought. I'm like, son
It's
of a
just,
bitch. I should have just
it's,
fucking,
I love
you
that.
know.
It's just my luck, your basement flooded.
But I told them, man, I'm really sorry to hear that. I know the feeling, and hope everything worked
Yeah.
out okay.
Do you have
And that was
anything
it. But
dry
I've lost.
upstairs that you can sell me?
I, yeah, Maroon. So flooded basement. There you go. So because of that, I had to settle for these other ones that I think I overpaid a little for, considering when I paid the other one. Now I got somebody else that has another cheap thing for $10, but it's like a half an hour ride. And do I need it? No, because I got that thing there and another empty one now. And then I moved all my DVDs in the corner over there. I don't even count my DVDs. I only, like everything I have. Like somebody asked me how many I have. It's on my app and my phone. It's only Blu-rays and fucking 4Ks. And I'll say, yeah, I got 1,500 or something. As far as DVDs, I'm not taking the time to because I don't care. I know I have a bunch and I have a bunch more in books. I don't even
Do I get
watch
to
them. They're
call?
just there
Do I
for
get to
display.
count doubles and triples anymore? Because I've got Friday the 13th like 15 times over.
Well, me too. And if I wanted to count, yeah, if I wanted to count mine and put them on. But
Oh
here's the
God.
thing: I probably should put them in there. It'll just make my numbers sound bigger, just for stats, you know. But I don't, but it would be nice because when I go shopping, I always go to that app to see if I already own it. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
prevents it from happening. So I go in there and I type it in and see what I have and what I don't have. So
Well,
yeah, flooded
well, at least we didn't
basements.
flood. We didn't flood.
Thank
Our neighbor,
gosh.
well, the
Oh
other thing is one
man.
neighbor didn't, and the other neighbor was fine from the torrential flooding in the sense of like, and the downpour of the rain, he had a crack in his foundation, and so he had flooding, not from the actual water
Oh,
streaming down the fucking street, but from the rain itself because of a crack in his foundation. And so he's all pissed
unfucking
off, and I
real.
don't blame him. It sucks. I thought for sure. I'm like, I'm not there. Not that I could have stopped anything. I'm not there. We've had problems with the rain. I think I've talked about it on the show. We've had some flood. I'm like, oh, for sure. That thing I fixed in the family room, it's fucked. I guarantee it. But you know, knock on, we've been lucky in this case. Been lucky. So that happened. Torrential
Well,
downpour. Then Toronto flooded the next day. It was like 2 days of just torrential rain, like Canadian storm of tropical storms in Canada. It's crazy, crazy. And then
damn
on
tropical.
Wednesday of last week, I'm trying to fly home. I'm flying home from LaGuardia at Queens to come back home, and they close all the airspace heading north because of some other storm. Nothing in Toronto, nothing where I was, but in between. And so they closed. So I got stuck. I'm the only person probably on the face of the fucking planet that was fucking livid that he was stuck in Manhattan for a night. Because what
Poor
happened was
bastard.
let me put it in perspective. I was stuck. I got on a plane early, so I managed to get on an early flight. It's like 2 p.m. I'm like, fucking A, I gotta get out of here. 4.5, 4 hours, 45 minutes to be exact, stuck on that plane. We didn't go, we went down the runway, came back, filled up with more gas to try it again, went down and waited in the runway again. They said, you know what, guys, you still haven't opened the airspace. We're going to go back and they're going to let you know what's going on. You've been waiting here long enough. 4 hours, 45 minutes, get inside. They canceled the flights because we're stuck on the flight thinking we're going to get out. I wasn't looking for other flights because I thought I was getting the fuck out of Dodge. All the other
Man.
flights were booked. I was told I was going to fly out Friday. It was Wednesday. I'm like, you got to be
Wow.
kidding me. So then I called the agent, the travel agent, and we have to go through the work. All the hotels in the vicinity are booked because everybody's stuck there. There's no flights going out, so everything's booked. I'm like, okay, whatever's in compliance with the, just book it. I don't care where, book it. They couldn't find anything. They're
Book
checking. I'm
it,
like, this
Dano.
is fucking New York. There's got to be something. Like, give me a whorehouse. I get something. Book me something. They finally found me like a double tree or something like that. Like I was down like Manhattan, like by the fucking Statue of Liberty area. At this point, they found me a place. I'm like, good. For they made me like they said it was gonna be 2 nights. I said because I might have had to fly out Friday. I'm like, just book me the 2 nights. I'm gonna try my damnedest to find a flight out on Thursday. So I get to the hotel. It's now 8 o'clock at night, 8:45 at night, and there's lightning in the sky. So I can't even enjoy Manhattan. So
Should have found him.
I go across the street, grab something quick to eat, go back to my hotel room, find a flight out of Newark the next day. First thing. So I get out
Ah,
of the fucking hotel, 6 a.m. in the morning, head to the airport, and I get home at 6:30 that night. It was 12 and a half hours of travel because I had to fly out of there, managed to get out of there, delayed, but I got out of there, and I had to fly to Quebec City and then get home. And then on top of it all, two things
wow.
happened. If I didn't get out and I had to get that flight on Friday, I would have been, fuck, you heard about that? Did you hear about that whole IT thing? It shut down some banks and it shut down
Everything,
flights. Yeah.
yeah.
I
Shuts
would
on
have been
everything except my wife because she's Southwest. For some reason, Southwest was the only airline that didn't get shut down. How about that
well,
shit?
I wasn't on Southwest, so then I would have been fucked on that. And I was getting notifications because I guess I was still linked to the flight I was at. Your flight's been delayed by 2 hours, but your flight's been delayed by 4 hours. I'm like, thank God I'm not on that flight. I'm home now. But I would have been so fucking pissed. So
Yeah,
pissed. I was already mad. I didn't even get to enjoy Manhattan. Like I said, it was a thunderstorm. It was just like, go back, book the flight, go to sleep, wake up, and get the fuck out. So
should
nothing
have
to
found a
even
maid,
enjoy.
man. Should have
So,
found a
well,
maid. A maid.
oh,
Made in
well,
Manhattan.
I didn't. I did not find a maid. I didn't find a main. I didn't find anything. I went to bed.
Tyler Maine?
Yeah, I didn't find anything. But I get to fucking Quebec, and that's where we go through customs.
Oh boy.
If I just wish there was, if there was
Quebec.
Nexus, I would have been like through the thing, no problem. Get the fuck out of Dodge. No, there's no Nexus, so I'm going through security now and whatnot. I don't know what the fuck happened, but my laptop sent off all these alarms. And so I'm done through. I got my bag, I got me, and whatever my laptop. And they say, "Is this your laptop?" I'm like, "Yeah." And whatever
You
they
got
go,
CP?
they grab, they grabbed my fucking suitcase. They made me. They did everything but a full body cavity search on me. Did you not? I get over there and
Did
it
they
keeps.
give you a reason?
They keep. They go, "Do you? What do you do?" I go, "Sales." I'm, what? Sales? Have you been handling explosives? I'm like, no. I'm in
Yeah,
sales.
motherfucker.
You got powder in your hands? I'm like, "No, I have no fucking powder. I got no residue.
Powder.
I got nothing on my fucking
You
hands."
should have blew some
I'm
in
like,
his face.
I was being as civil as possible because I know that they can make or break you. Because essentially,
Right.
you can't start shit, or I'm gonna get the
Oh
full body
God.
cavity search and then not get on the
Powder.
flight. So I was trying to play nice, but I was getting more and more aggravated as time was going on. They had to go through everything. They had to take every piece of clothing out and go through it all. It's the first time in my life I wish I shit my fucking underwear and just stuffed it in my pockets, that they had to go through it and just get that whiff when they open it up. It was I was like I was looking at my underwear going, I wish I shit those. I wish that's the thought that was going in my head. I was
It
so
would have been
mad.
worse when you got home, though. It would have been
Yeah,
terrible when you got home. Your shitty drawers. You imagine that your wife opens it up or something.
yeah.
You
Honey,
do.
you mind taking care of my luggage? I just have to go take a quick shower. What the fuck
But
happened?
wait. Why? Why did they give you a reason for this? Is it like
No.
going over the border? They could
They
do it
just said
anytime.
they give you the old, oh, sometimes this stuff happens. I go, when? When does it happen that you casually ask somebody, have you been handling
Like,
explosives? Have
do
you
you have
been
any
handling
powder?
explosives? Did you maybe some powder in your heads? What the fuck are you
Yeah,
talking about, you
cocaine in my
French
cock.
fucking Canadians?
Right, it is them. There's no
Yeah,
Canada like French Canada. Yep, there they are. Those fucking crazy
it's
bastards.
just sweet désolé, you
Ole,
fucks.
ole, ole, ole. Your favorite people.
Yeah. Why is that French Canada? That's like every soccer team around the
I
world.
hate that. I tell you how fucking much I hate that? Hate it. Because I used to hear it at casinos and shit. Why is it Canadian? First of all,
It's
Olay
not
is a fucking,
Canadian. I don't think that's
it's a
Canadian at all.
Spanish. It's French Canadian, whatever the fuck it is.
I think that's universal. That's just like, isn't that
Oh
like a soccer
no.
chant?
It's fucking huge in fucking French Canada. So huge, it's so huge. I'll forget the H. It's huge
Huge.
in Canada. Like fuck,
Oh,
dude. There's a
I was so
wrestler,
mad. I wanted to take down Quebec while I was there. I was wishing they
dude.
separated fucking 2 decades, 3 decades ago, whenever the hell it was.
If they, I know you do. It's like New York City is to us. Fuck them. They fuck us all up right in the ass. Same thing with you guys and them. They want to be separate. Let them be fucking separate. Go
Yeah.
get the fuck
Oh, it
out.
separates the Maritimes. We'll build a bridge. We'll
Who
survive.
cares?
We'll figure it out. We'll go through the
Fuck
states to
you.
get there. Yeah, fuck them.
You make
I'm
me
so mad.
speak. They
Yeah.
don't let you. They don't help. They did. How the fuck were they even speaking English? I heard you got to freaking kill somebody to get English spoken in Quebec. It's all French. They
Why, when
don't.
I
They
buy a Canadian DVD, it's so funny now. You go on these sites and people get mad. They go, "Look at that beautiful Blu-ray ruined with the French translation on it." Because in Canada, we've got to have the
I
two
know it does.
things. Yeah. So a lot of
I
people
have
want to
them.
buy from the States. Yeah. I do
Yeah, no,
too,
I get
obviously.
it.
Yeah.
So that's the weird thing
And
about
I'm
Canadians.
joking, everybody. I don't really give a that like it's all in jest, but I was pissed. I wanted to
Well,
shit
yeah,
all over
you'd
that
be
airport.
pissed. Yeah, I bet, motherfuckers. See, I'll tell you, this is life under the
I don't know
big
why.
top.
I don't know why shitting. Why that's my go-to. Like that's
I
my.
don't know.
I'll get you. I'm gonna shit over there in the corner.
Fuck shitting, just jerk off, just fucking shoot nut, and so at least you get some joy out of that. You know,
Yeah.
and it won't stink. I mean, the things might get sticky afterwards or stiff eventually, but I mean, it's a lot better than shit. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Just fucking bust nuts in them, and then I guess they could be bothered with that.
Anyway, that was my
I don't know.
flight home. And this is why I'm so
Wow.
glad for this job. This was like a anomaly. My traveling will be very limited, whereas it used to be a weekly thing. Now it will be like maybe I don't even think monthly anymore. Like I'll be like I've got like more of a regular gig now. Thank God.
Oof.
Everybody thinks travel sounds great. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. And then you've got the right
I don't.
idea. But the people like there's some sort of like thing that like oh, travel for work. It fucking blows. After week 2, you'll wish you never have to do it again.
Well, let me ask you this. Here's when it's great. Are you getting paid for the actual traveling? When
Yeah, I
you're
get paid one
traveling,
way or the other. Yeah. I got
well,
paid for
that's
staying in Manhattan overnight. Like, and I didn't
well,
have to
that's
pay it out of
easy
my
money,
pocket.
brother. I
Yeah.
can't hate on that. You're getting paid not to even work. How do you fucking beat that? If half of your job is
Because,
traveling or being in a
yeah,
car or a plane or what have you, you're getting paid just to fucking listen to podcasts and watch movies half
true.
the time, probably.
I mean,
Fuck.
but that's, there is a plus to that.
Yeah,
However,
man.
just not the uncertainty, just wanting to get the fuck out of Dodge, not being stuck in a fucking tube for 4.5 hours.
Hmm.
It's frustrating. So yeah, the
Yeah,
movies
no, I
helped.
know.
I watched Godzilla -1, which we'll talk about. I
There you
watched,
go.
there's a lot of things because you watched Godzilla -1, but did you end up finishing it, by the way?
Yeah, I think I told you everything that happened by the time but maybe I didn't. Maybe it was on the other show with Jay and them.
No, I
Um,
don't think you did. I think you told me you were pissed off at the character, and then you never went back unless
I
I'm
did go back.
mistaken.
I had to for the podcast. So, and I also thought I talked about it here.
Uh,
If not,
uh
I'll do it next show, but I'm not going to waste any time on it now because I'm pretty sure I already did mine. Because I had lots of problems with
yeah.
that character throughout. But anyway,
Oh,
that's
I
another
loved it. That was his whole arc. That's why I wanted to bring it up. But
another
again, we'll
guy.
have to get it. We'll do it next show. We'll do it next
Yeah,
show because
next
we
show.
got shit to talk about. But yeah, I love Godzilla -1. Between
I'm glad.
Dream Scenario and Godzilla -1 might have been my two favorite movies of last year. Now, what is it? A horror film? No, it's a monster movie, but it's not all. Godzilla movies are not a horror. Like it's weird. They're monster movies,
Not to me. I come with you. Right.
which they're part of our genre because we call like Frankenstein and Dracula monsters, and and King Kong's a monster and Godzilla's a monster, but it's not scary. It's but
Well, it
I
can be
can't
scary. A giant
yeah
monster. How is that not scary? If you saw that in real life, you'd be shitting bricks.
yeah.
It's as scary as it gets.
Especially if I
What
was in a
about
fucking Quebec airport.
right? No shit, huh? What about a fucking
Oh,
let's say
lots of shit.
aliens, dude? What about
Yeah, well,
aliens? That's
that's it.
scary.
I mean, exactly. No, I
That's not
get it.
all.
It's just
Yeah.
like
Fuck.
maybe if you're younger, Godzilla would be freaky. I mean, I don't think anybody was scared with Godzilla -1, but I don't think that was the point.
True.
The movie itself was just really well made, and it had heart, and it had a bunch of good characters. And I think you needed all that stuff that you were pissing on with his character. And I knew that when you
That's
were talking
extreme,
about it.
brother.
No, but I think it was just his headspace. I mean,
Why
like,
would you tell a
you're,
kid?
because he
Why
didn't
would you
like,
tell a 1 year old for no? You have nothing to gain by it. Out of nowhere, you're gonna fucking crush their heart and say, "I'm not your real dad. Don't
he
call
was
me that."
scolded by his friends the second after he said it. They were like, what the
You
fuck
still
is that
did
to
it.
say?
Doesn't make
Yeah,
it
I
any
know,
better.
that's his mindset. I mean, that's just people. People are flawed.
That's an
He was a
asshole. If you know
shell
a
of
person,
himself.
if somebody told you they did that, anybody you know, someone listening to the podcast right now, anybody in your life, if you fucking witnessed that and knew that they did that, you would consider them a total fucking asshole. I know you would. I know I would at least. I don't know. That's a real shitty move on top of the other shitty
Yeah,
move at the
which then he
beginning.
redeems later on. I mean, it's again, we could work in circles with it, but I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
get it.
Let's.
I get it, but it was a character trait and it just rubbed you the wrong way. But when I
It was just
watched
too
it, I'm like,
much.
yeah,
It was
I
mustache
didn't
twirly for me. It didn't need to be. That's all. You know, it didn't need to be. Everyone has shades of gray. We talk about,
yeah,
and I'm always the guy that defends people that are fucking half good, half bad, saying most people are like that. So I have like fucking real estate in that department. I'm always like, hey, this is how people are. I don't know who you hang out with, but when I see an out and
oh,
out
I hang out
asshole,
with only people that say I'm not your father. Yeah,
I'm not your
it's
father, huh?
started with Darth Vader. Wait,
Right. I
I
am
am
your
your
father.
father.
I was gonna say, Luke, I'm not your father. Imagine that. They do
No!
a whole fucking thing. What if it started out he thought he was his
Yeah,
father, and then found out later Kenobi really fathered him? Imagine that shit. That'd be cool. It was protected.
spin off. That's where
Yep.
Disney's going.
That's the new Ben Kenobi fucking show. Yep, do it. I call them Ben too. Well, that would be Ben because he fucking impregnated somebody.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan doesn't knock somebody up. Ben does.
So what do you say
You
the
know?
Princess Leia? Bend over.
Yeah. If there is not a porno parody of Star Wars with that happening in there, someone's really not doing their job. That's all I can say.
It's had to have been done way back when. It's
It
70s
had
fucking
to.
seven. It had to have.
How could it not?
You had hardware wars. You've got to have
Right.
a portal of Star Wars out of the gate.
Yeah, ham
But
sandwich. Right.
Nicole did a little write up on our Patreon. I don't know if you've been checking out the Patreon comments. It was a couple
No,
episodes back
dude.
when
You
you
know
were
what?
talking about Godzilla minus one, and she gave a great little synopsis of um. And I believe she even said she referenced that she had heard this on a podcast or read about it. I can't really remember off the top of my head, but her synopsis was it kind of just sums it all up. Not his character traits that we're talking about, but just the where Japan was at the time, the thought
Oh
process
yeah.
and everything
That
else.
was
It was
cool.
yeah, it was really it's really cool. But yeah, I I was really blown away. I I'm not a Godzilla fan. Like let me rephrase
Right.
that.
I get
I
you.
watch them, I consume them, I enjoy them while I'm watching them. I totally
Yeah.
forget about them afterwards. Don't
Right. You're
think
not
twice about them.
obsessed.
This one
Right.
had weight to it. This one actually had characters that I cared about. I'll go back and revisit this one. I ended up watching that scene where he has that kind of well, you kind of knew he was going to do it, like the end scene. And spoilers for anybody that hasn't watched it, but again, it's from last year. So I mean, hey, we're going to be talking about Longlegs later. We're going to spoil it. Where he comes in for the kamikaze as we think it's going to happen and whatnot, and just the way that the slow mo and all the characters, and then it's the far shot, and then you just the sound of the plane sort of coming up in volume as it approaches, and it doesn't even cheat you. It doesn't cheat you because I watched it over and over and over again, and you see him eject, but because it's such a quick shot, you don't get it until the reveal, which I kind of knew was gonna. I kind of half expected, but I thought it was going to be where the guy said you pull this lever to align the bomb. I thought he was tricking him and he was pulling that lever um, to eject himself. But there was a second lever that was put in. So that was the first lever was to align the bomb, and then the second lever you see him pull, but then he goes into the mouth of Godzilla really quickly. But if you watch it, you'll see something fly out. It's just really well done. I watched it over and over and over again because it gave me goosebumps. Such a fantastic scene. Anyway, I said we were going to talk
Man,
about it, and then I kept going on about it.
they really stuck it to me. You know what my notes are at the end of it? Was there any doubt? Question mark. Because you knew fucking some magical thing was gonna save this cocksucker again. And then these are my notes. Is there any doubt? Question mark. Here's another one. Oh, come on.
That she
With like
lived, I loved
about
it.
and
I loved
then
it.
way to stick it to me was exclamation point and then oh for Pete's sake. Those are my last four
Well,
fucking notes.
but his arc is everything you wanted him to be. You just didn't like him before. So he becomes the person that you wanted to be. He realizes he's got it all.
Yeah,
He's
but we
got it,
knew
the
that.
girl, the wife. Yeah, well, he
We
didn't.
already knew it was going to happen. For me, that's storytelling 101. It's a fucking arc, but to me, it was made worse by making it so mustache twirly in the beginning. But at least it's something
Mustache
different.
twirling.
But then when the fucking girl got killed, I'm like, okay, motherfuck, she shouldn't have got killed. She's the only good character in the whole thing. I was mad about that. But then I was like, okay, well, we didn't expect it to happen. So that's kind of cool. So now let's see what this guy is going to do and what's gonna happen. And what does he do? He fucking ditches his fucking son again. Left this poor little bastard with nothing. First the fucking mother died, then he had one chance. And what does he do? What does he fucking do? What no father should ever do, even if
Daughter.
it's not your
You said
biological
son?
son. You
Daughter.
fucking leave him.
I said
Whatever,
girl.
daughter. It's fine. Whatever the fuck she is.
They,
Okay.
them.
That's my note. Cries like an infant. I couldn't leave daughter. And then I said, use this money. She's gonna need it for therapy. That was my because doesn't he give him money? Those are my thoughts watching this. That fucking cocksucker. He was as much to me
You
a
are really
villain.
hung up about this. I'm
You don't
shocked.
treat children that way, and you don't let people fucking die. You're a piece of shit. There's a difference between somebody with flaws. Everybody has them,
He
myself
didn't let
included.
her die. She pushed him. She saved him. She pushed him out of the way.
I wasn't
And then,
saying that.
oh, okay. Well, I thought that's what
No,
you were
no, no.
saying.
Let the people die in the beginning. That pussy fucking
Oh,
freeze up move. First that, and then you motherfuck your kid for no reason at all. That a kid that is nothing. Then the kid loses its mother, and then what do? Too fucking bad. I'm out of here. Fuck you.
again, I loved
I
all
don't
of
like
that because
him at all.
that
He's
made
like,
him such.
that's fine.
No, I'm just saying that that's what made him do what he did. He his whole life was to try to make up for that moment that and everything else. And he's not a perfect person, which is
But
great.
he has
That's
multiple moments. He doesn't.
exactly.
Anyway,
And we
let's
all do.
not.
We all do.
Let's not. I know, but as a father, everything he did to that child, to that little girl, really rubbed me wrong. I don't hate him though, as much as I hate fucking Auntie Ruth from freaking The Girl Next Door, who's the biggest heel of all time to me. But he's passive. He's like a passive aggressive fucking Auntie Ruth to me. Is what he is. He's a real cocksucker. If I knew someone that did that in real life, I'm not walking around judging, and I'm far from perfect. And I, like just about every parent in the world, is going to admit they made some mistakes in raising their children, and there's some things they could take back. But what the fuck? You're not endearing yourself to me when you mistreat this poor little girl. And
Isn't it
anyway,
weird that the original
I'll get
title for
off.
this was The Godzilla Next Door?
Yeah, it should have been Godzilla
Whoa.
plus one.
Yeah. That's the fucking worst joke
The
I've ever made.
Godzilla next door. Well, let me ask you this. Remember what you were talking about earlier with the ravine by the house and all that shit?
Yeah.
Okay. What's that ravine called?
Well, what do you mean?
Okay. I thought it might have been Ted Ravine.
Oh my God. Woo! Thank you for just making my Godzilla Next Door joke.
That's
Fucking.
why I did that. I stuck in a B joke to freaking deflect.
Thank
That was
you.
a B joke all
Ooh,
the way. Yeah. See what I do?
hit my shit already. Oh man. But anyway, that
Well,
was my crazy, crazy week. Sorry to burden you with all that stuff. But yes, I watched Godzilla -1. That was the good thing that came out of all that being stuck on that plane. Uh,
right.
and I was like, yeah, it's weird. And again, heightened
I
emotion on the
enjoy it.
plane, like I always said, but I watched it when I got home again. I just wanted to find out, if it stuck. And I know it's great. It's really
Take a
good.
wild guess what I gave this movie, because I'm gonna tell you. I
Uh,
still that is my only problem with the movie is all that cocksucker. Everything else about the movie pretty friggin' good, man.
8.
8.5.
Oh,
There you go.
okay,
So
great.
I'm not even
Yeah.
shitting. It's a full head explosion if we're going by that. I'm still shitting on it. Too bad it's a missed opportunity for me
See,
because if I
you pulled the me. There's a one aspect that irked you so bad that that's what you put all your energy to. But
yeah.
at the end of the day, you really you enjoyed the movie immensely
Well, that's what
overall.
I'm
Because
saying.
that
I
yeah,
can't be a jerk over it. Some people, that's how
okay,
I
that
try to
makes
be
sense.
fair. I try to well, I don't like this, but everything else here was good, so it works out. Kind of like in a violent nature. The positives outweighed the negatives. The second view really changed it
Whew.
for me, brother. That's all I
I
got to
told you
say.
I couldn't even get the second view.
No,
Turn
I
it on,
understand.
turn it
I
off. But I mean,
know.
that's a me thing.
But
I
anyway,
seem to be more
no,
and
I
more the
hear you.
minority there, but I just don't get when everybody thinks it's the second coming.
Well, it's not the second coming. It's not even somebody put up a picture on Instagram and they had a poster of it. And they put four Blu-rays to weigh it down. You know, you got to weigh down posters when they're rolled. You put something in the corner. So in the movies he put up was a Friday the 13th, The Burning, Sleepaway Camp, and maybe another Friday movie. And I said, well, I'll tell you this. I said I enjoyed this movie, but I'm not going to compare. But it can't compare to those four movies that you have holding it down for as weights. So I mean,
Well,
I enjoyed it, but it's not on the fucking level of those. Of course not.
Isn't this
Not
crazy?
even
Look,
close.
I got a text while we were just talking about this. It's
Wow.
from my other neighbor, another one that wasn't affected, but I was like saying, "Man, I hope this is not my fault," because I'm like, why isn't anybody suing the city for this? because, because again, like you said, isn't your city, isn't the infrastructure set up for this? Yeah, it fucking definitely should be.
Sure should.
We pay fucking a shit ton of taxes for it not to be, and everything else. So I guess someone down the street is putting
Okay.
a claim against the city, but wants witnesses. I wasn't here, but they're asking for my wife. My wife is not going to do that. Carrie will not get involved with shit like that. So I have to delicately say, yeah, I doubt my wife's going to get involved. She does not
Yeah,
like any conflict. She doesn't want to do any. She will not. I'll ask her, but I don't think she'll have anything to say.
that's fair. That's
So
fair.
anyway, but
Whatever. So,
let's get
speaking of
into it.
movies, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how many slashers you have, and I can't remember where I left off last show. So I could just tell you kind of some titles and you could tell me where I left off, you know?
I know. I think
I
I
don't
left.
know.
Where
How many
what's your
you
total
got?
now? I'm at
What's my
161
total?
slashers.
You're at 161, huh? Hold on. I'm at 146. I slowed down a little bit, but I'll be
I've
picking it
got,
up.
I ended at Wolf Creek 2. So I've got one, two, three,
Wolf
four,
Creek
five,
2.
six,
Bum, bum, bum,
seven
bum, bum.
slashers.
Oh, nice. Let's see. One, two, three,
Make that
four,
six. One of
five.
them I started last night and I fell asleep. So
I
make that
might have
six.
6, 7, or 8. I don't know. It depends on what I watched. Did I talk about Lake Bodom last time?
No, which I got
That's
to
where I left
rewatch because
off.
I love that one. Remember, I was the big fan of that one. The
Yeah.
Danish? Was that no? Was it Danish or
It's
was
from
it
Finland.
Finland?
2016
It's
from
all the same
Finland.
shit.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Hey,
Yeah.
Marco.
Finnish, Danish,
Yeah,
Dutch. Is that the
yeah.
same thing? Sweden, Swedish,
Is that the same
Norway.
thing? Like
It's
for
all the
us over
same,
here,
man.
it's all the same. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know
Come
what anything
shake.
is. Yeah. I know what Italy is. I know what Africa is. Um,
Well,
yeah.
Africa's a continent, but that's
I know what it is though. And I know like I was gonna
you
say
know what it
planets
is.
on it. Whatever the fuck's on there. They're not
What?
states. What are they called? Do they have are they called states in other countries?
Those are
No,
called
you're
countries.
provinces.
That's
Oh yeah, yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
Africa's a
It's a
continent.
continent.
Those are
There's other
countries.
countries in Africa. Yeah, there's
Planets.
countries.
They got Jupiter. That's where Jupiter is, right in the middle. Africa.
Oh man. I'm far gone. Far gone at this point.
But in that mix of movies too, I also watched Under Paris,
Under
Beverly Hills
Paris.
Cop, Axel F. That Under Paris is that shark
Huh.
movie from this year.
Oh,
That was
okay.
directed by the dude that I think did Frontiers. Uh, I finished
Hmm.
Blood Beat
Ah, Beauty for
and
Blood.
Class of Nukem High. I rewatched
There you go.
because I really, I again, I actually, I'm starting to think that I like that more than the Toxic Avenger.
What?
Yeah, I think those are my two favorite trauma movies.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're kind
Well,
of neck and neck. It just depends on the watch.
I gotta watch Nukem High again. It's been so many years. I just remember the horror being light, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well,
Maybe there's more stuff in there that I forgot about.
it's just a gore comedy, but it's so off the wall. Like the soundtrack is like wall to wall music. It's got all the usual traumaisms. People dancing in the school hallways for no reason, and everybody in the background is dancing. The plot makes really like it's just a school beside a nuclear facility and everything that happens because of it. That's pretty much the plot of the movie.
Is
It,
this the wet fart movie
yeah,
where
where he
he
goes,
says
I
it?
don't give a wet fart, and then later on he goes, I
Yeah.
don't give a
We
dry
used
fart. Yeah,
Yes, I don't give a dry fart. We used to say that all the time when we were kids. And I knew it was from a trauma movie, and I thought it was Maribel Goody, and I think it is the same guy from Toxic Avenger.
it
And
is. But he's like
right,
the president of, he's like the chairman of the.
whatever he
He's
is.
something. He's a higher up. I think he's at the nuclear
Yeah.
plant. I just
Maybe I'll
watched the
watch it with
fucking thing.
my friends
Yeah.
again because we haven't seen it since we were kids. But they always want to watch new things. Every time my friend Scott's here
Nukem
every Friday,
High.
we wouldn't want to watch something something newer. He always says. I always say something older stuff. He always wants something newer. So we almost always watch stuff from like 2000, 14 and up. I've been catching those guys up constantly,
Wow. And
so
I didn't put Blood Beat on my slasher list because it's not a fucking slasher.
well,
It
there you go.
it's such a, but you know what? I like you say, all these things that people say, like a low budget, no, like hard to find. Nobody talked about slasher from Wisconsin, or this little unique slasher from Wisconsin. I'm like, it's not really like it.
I believe
It
you then.
yeah, but there are a few of these that sort of fall into that sort of mold that people just pop into slasher. But I don't
Well,
know,
I'm being more liberal about it this time around. Like I said, I wanted to,
and I
and I'm
am
looking
too.
at it, but I think, but there are some that still don't make it. And like I said, there's a difference between traditional slashers and regular. I'm coming to find that more and more that there are other movies. I just don't did we talk about The Stylist last week?
Nope.
Okay, well, that's
So
another
go
one I
ahead.
watch, and it's the same thing. It's like The Stylist. I go, I think that's fair to consider it a slasher. If
Oh,
Maniac is considered a slasher,
exactly.
see, to me, it's the same thing. Now, I saw something the other day that rubbed me wrong in as far as that this is concerned, where somebody I saw a posting for the new Collector movie, The Collected. It said
Yeah,
finally,
yeah.
The Collected is going to come out. The first one, the first two are slasher or something, and I'm thinking the Collector movies are not slasher to me. I think that's a stretch,
Well,
right?
you know what it is? It's taking a Saw kind of premise and make it a slasher film. Because we were arguing this when we were watching them. It's not
Uh-oh.
done in a traditional way, but the first one's more home invasion
That's what I
slasher-esque.
thought.
And then the
Right.
second one is that one where they go to that big facility and he kind of hunts them down one by one. But there's all these traps and other things. But I mean, I can actually see that kind of as
Okay, maybe
well.
maybe
Yeah,
I gotta watch those again now too. Son of a bitch.
I know. I
Okay,
know
what
the
about
list just keeps
Hush?
growing.
You consider Hush a slasher? I do not. I don't
We
remember though.
well, we said it is. Even we talked about this when it came. It's a guy in a mask hunting somebody down, and there's like two deaths. But we need it's if there's a couple more deaths, it would be a slasher movie. I mean, he hunts her down. We said she was kind of like the ultimate final girl in a sense. That was my argument back in the day. I
Fair,
loved Hush.
right?
That
No,
was like my
that's
favorite Flanagan at the time.
right. No, it's a
Um,
great movie, but I'm saying if it's included as a slasher, I already know it's like an 8 out of 10 for me. So I mean, it's gonna go in. But I'm trying to think. I just wasn't sure if it's considered a slasher. So here I
these are
go again.
the new wave ones are kind of like genre, like I guess they subgenre mash, little mashups, pop them
So
into a
they count
blender.
then. So you think the Collectors and Hush should count, but Blood Beat should not. That's your opinion right now.
Yeah, Blood Beat just from the fact that pretty much fucking nothing happens.
Okay.
Like I told you, that girl gets possessed by the some she has like an orgasm and it turns into the Japanese samurai. And then I don't think there's actually a killing until the end sequence, but it's not done in a slasher style. It's almost like she becomes this beast and then they kill
Oh,
the two people that are in their way in a sense. Like, I mean, it's not a slasher movie
yeah.
though, because
That's
she turned into
stretching
this
it.
thing and
Yeah.
then went and killed people like consistently. I could maybe see an argument for it, but I don't know what subgenre you'd fit it into. It's its own little thing, which I think that's the problem. People can't categorize it, so it gets thrown in with slashers, right?
Son of a bitch. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Now I gotta
Exactly.
add these Collectors and Hush to it. And I
Well,
thought I was coming so close.
list
This is what I had left. Ow.
yeah. Well, list the ones that you
Oh.
watched first, Dave, and then I'll list the ones I watched. Or
Okay.
don't. Where'd you go?
So no, I just had to stretch my foot. It gets hard. It's weird.
Bent
So now I'm
over.
down to. I was at 58. I was down to 58 left, and now it's going to be 61. Son of a bitch! I tell
I
you, it
know.
doesn't end.
With six
When are we
shows to
going to
go.
record this show?
All
Holy
right.
cow!
I think
Okay, well,
well, it'll be September, just mid to end. Again, maybe September
okay,
we'll just push to the end. If 250 is going to be uh in that month, it might just be a two-show month to give us more time to
word.
watch slashers. Excuse me.
It just might. So I'm just going to list. Check this out. This is what. Okay, what could I talk? This is what I have: Lake Bodom, Ice Cream Man, The Stylist, Eaten Alive, Alice Sweet Alice, Stage Fright, the original, Identity, Cold Prey, Sorority Row. Those are the ones I've watched.
Nice. I got to watch a couple of those ones still. Here are the ones I watched: Doctor Giggles, um, Too Scared to Scream, Fear Street, 1994.
Oh, yeah, I watched them too. All of them the past 3 weeks.
I didn't get to watch the other two yet. Funeral Home. The Wind
Mm.
is the one I haven't finished. The Wind.
The Wind.
Yeah, it was with Meg Foster again. It was under slasher, so I put it on.
Oh, yeah.
I have to. I'm only. I really shouldn't have put it on. I think I'm like I made it like 10, 15 minutes in. So to be determined. Hack and
Mm.
Cut,
Mm.
kind of both
Cuts on
very
my list.
similar.
Cuts on my list. It's one of the whatever 61 left.
Did you watch the new Beverly Hills Cop?
No,
I actually liked it.
really.
Yeah,
I don't even know. Yeah, I saw one, two, and three, once each. But
yeah.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
heard it's gonna be okay. I'm not
yeah.
surprised.
I think I've seen all the other ones. It's funny. I'm a big Eddie Murphy fan, and I've probably seen Eddie Murphy. Probably seen Beverly Hills Cop one and like all three of them twice each.
Hmm. Hey, but the new one's okay.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it. It
Right
was
on.
better than I was expecting it to be. For I had this idea of what it was going to be. Like Eddie Murphy, I thought was great in it. They're really pulling on the member berries. They drag everybody that they can back in, but they make it work. They make it work. It's not perfect, but it was enjoyable.
Right. I'll get to it. The thing is, I'll probably have to watch one, two, and three again to catch me up with everything. Because I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of freaking
It's
jokes
just cast
throughout.
members. It's just cast members. You really don't. I don't think you really need to be honest.
Cool. All right. Then I'll watch it with the wife. She'll want to watch it. She loves Eddie. So
Yeah. And
I'm
the
down
guy
with
has
it.
not fucking. The guy is ageless.
I know he
The
looks
guy
great, huh?
looks fucking amazing.
Right. Yeah, good on him. Good to see, man. I don't know if I've watched any non-horror. Well, besides like documentaries and whatnot. I mean, I'm sure I have, but
Oh,
who knows? What?
you're the one that recommended to me the neighbor or what was it? My roommate uh is a
Which
killer or
one?
what season one and two. Wasn't it
Well, it
my
depends on what show you're talking about. There's Fear Thy Roommate. There's
the one that
the
was
other
on
roommate
Netflix?
show.
Um
Yeah, there's room worst roommate ever.
yeah, is it the one? Yeah, I think that's it. With that, it's a Blumhouse production,
I think so.
but it's a documentary. I watched that as well when I was away.
They're good stuff, man.
Yeah, it was a
Good.
fun, quick watch. Is the one that had like the cartoon interludes. They have little
I think
animated
so.
parts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I watched that too. But anyway,
Uh,
sorry. Let's get to the
anyway,
slashers.
yeah.
Go.
Let's see what we
Why
got
don't you
here.
start? I can still hear you, man. I got to go get water because I've been talking too much. Okay, but I
And
can
when you
still
come
hear you.
back, I'll leave. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine.
So you
I'll do
you
real
you
quick.
start.
So I'll talk about Lake Bodom again. I don't think I've watched it since 2016. So I wanted to check it out again. Basically, in 1960, there are, again, it's from Finland. 14s were killed in a tent. This really happened, and the killer was never found. I believe it really happened. So we get these four kids that go up there, and two guys seem to be a fan, not a fan, but they're interested in what happened. I guess the killer was never found. And they go there and they take these two girls, and the one girl has something going on. Someone took pics of her, supposedly, and a rumor got started. She's been going through some tough times at school, and that's basically she's basically the lead. And so they go out there, and things ensued. The guys misled the girls. We found out. We see the first kill happen, and you're like, well, it could be from one of the four that are there, or it could be from a stranger. There's a funny line because at one point somebody says, "We need a stretcher" when somebody's like down and like that. I don't know. It's just weird that somebody would say, "I need a stretcher" in the middle of that out in the woods. Um, there was a good death, which was basically telling them to go, saying, I don't know what that means. That's what my note says. A girl hurt was running. I like the reveal. Then there was plans and history revealed, and it's kind of cool. There was a good fish caught on a line scene, which I like. It was weird because I didn't like it. The killer would leave two for dead. I wasn't buying something. I wasn't buying a fake out. And then basically, this is my note here. Okay, end. Okay, end it now, and we have a winner. That's what I said. So at one point, I was like, okay, I'm on board. Roll credits now and let this be the reveal and this happened. But I'm like, well, okay, didn't happen. It didn't stick the landing, and I didn't like the explanation ultimately. And when you watch it, you'll see it. You'll get refreshed if you haven't seen it in a while. I'm like, I don't understand when the revelation does happen of what is there were bodies put like in the water, like deep in the water, and I don't understand why they were somewhere else later and how that comes about. And I don't want to get too
What
deep
year
into it,
was
but
this? Eight?
2016,
It was that early. Oh shit, I don't have that on Letterbox. I'm pretty sure that made my top 10 or my top 16 or whatever we did that year.
right on.
Top
Maybe it
10,
did. I
I
don't
think.
remember.
Yeah.
Well, this time around, I give it a half head explosion. It may or may not make the list at this point. It's a seven. That's what they. I'll tell you what. Let me tell you something about this number seven I have and the ratings that I have, and something that's going on at this point with them. Right now, a seven is not going to be good enough to make it in many cases. At this point, I have 64 movies on the list. Okay, which means they're all seven and higher. Now it's got to be 50. After I watch these next 58 or 61 movies, if 18 more of them are over seven, sevens are going to be eliminated. It's going to be 7.5 and higher. And if not, I got to decide, and sevens are going to be cut. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy about, what's been going on here with all
Yeah,
this.
you're right. And are you going to consider the Fear Street trilogy one
As
movie
one
then?
movie,
I
yes,
know. I
because
think, yeah.
first and foremost, there's slasher stuff in the first one, right? There's a little slasher
Yeah,
stuff in the first one, definitely. There is
for
in the
sure.
second one.
Yeah.
There's very little in the third, but you need all three to be a complete story because there's stuff going on that involves it all. So I think it's only fair to kind of like watch them all and then
It
I'm
was
gonna rate
made
it
like that way,
as
I
a
think. Yeah,
yeah,
I agree. I agree.
yeah.
Like it
I'm gonna
was it,
label it as a rating for a slasher movie. Like, there's so many different dynamics to it, but I'm gonna give it maybe a rating for one number and consider it a slasher and just say the Fear Street trilogy. But anyone that's listened to me on the other shows knows how much I love them. I think all three of them made my top whatever that year, and I think one or maybe two were in my top 10. So I was quite fond of them. So
well,
anyway,
my first one's Dr. Giggles. You know that I like this one. I've talked about it in the past.
yeah,
We
I
actually
liked it
reviewed it on
too.
the show. It's fun. It's silly, but not as silly as you'd expect from a movie called Dr. fucking Giggles. There's gore, but it's trimmed down because it was 93 or 94 range, and this is when you could get away with a little bit of the wet stuff, but not a lot. And unfortunately, I think there was a lot that was left on the cutting room floor. I love the opening credit sequence. I think Larry Drake does a great job as the main character. And there's enough decent kills, and you get that our favorite thing in the slashers. I think you and I both like it.
Yeah.
The happy birthday to me type, all the
Yes.
bodies sort of sitting around, dead in the waiting room of his little clinic in the house. It is silly though, but there's enough good stuff to keep your interest. You don't think too hard about this movie or whatnot. I mean, there some of the reveals are cool and stupid all at the same time, like the kid being hidden in the body. But I let it go because I thought it was fun and dumb. And it's a half head, but it's that 7 out of 10 rate. It's so again, could it make it? I don't know
Dig
because
it.
like you just mentioned, it might have to be a 7.5 or above to get to end up on this final list.
Which is
So
awesome.
yeah. So it's still recommended. It would be an
Yeah.
honor,
Oh
like
yeah.
there will be a ton of honorable mentions because there are going to be
Yes.
so many sevens that are just going to be
Yeah.
left off this list. And this is probably going to be one of them. But yeah, it's worth checking out. But it's silly because
Yeah.
I mean we've got I think Brandon's favorite one was the big Band-Aid, and he has
Well,
oversized
that's
tools.
too much. The
Yeah,
big Band-Aid was a bit too much. Like there's goof in it, but it isn't that goofy. But that part is particularly goofy. Yes. So
yeah.
I'm with B on that big old Band-Aid. Well, I'll talk about this one quick because it's a similar type of vein. But I was expecting something different and I was hoping this was going to be more like a Dr. Giggles, and it was the Ice Cream Man. I've only seen it once before, so this is my second time. 1995, pretty interesting cast. Opening kill was good. Then there's some weird decisions made. I'm expecting it to be a little bit silly, but the kind of silly that I got was more like dumb logic things that pissed me off. It wasn't so much there was some silly stuff and I actually accepted it. You know what I mean? There was a couple scenes and the girl's head was on a waffle cone, the guy's wife, and he had it. And that's okay. That fits. I'm okay with that. After they're killed, I'm okay with a couple things. But there was just a kid goes missing and it's like a major thing going on. And the cops go to this place and the one kid tells him he saw the other one steal him in the ice cream truck. So what do the cops do? They go to the freaking shop where the ice cream shop, right, where he works, and look all around it. They tear the place apart. Not once do they look in the truck, which is parked right there. And the kid was kidnapped in the truck. And they don't look and the kid's still there. I mean, come on. How stupid
That,
are you expect your
yeah, that
viewers
is
to
a
be?
little weird. Yeah.
Dude, and then there's another scene where a kid is hiding out in a small grocery store and the killer's looking for him and he's walking and he's able to avoid the killer literally. In shopping carts how you have that bottom part for big things?
Oh
Okay.
my God. He's hiding
The,
in that?
he goes in there and they wheel him past the killer. Come on, dude. That's just piss poor writing. Don't put that scene in there. It wasn't done for ha-has. It was done for someone's able to hide. And just the same thing with the other. There were these problems in the movie. And it's unfortunate because the stuff that I enjoyed and it was okay. He was really good. Um,
Clint Howard?
so, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna say anything else. But I'm gonna. What do you say, Howard?
Is it Clint Howard is the killer?
Yes, it is
Yeah,
Clint
yeah.
Howard. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's really good. Um, just some decent stuff, some decent kills, some stuff I liked. But, and first and foremost, how about this? There would not be an ice cream man around in this freaking season. It's wintertime. You know, no, no, this is ice
Why did they
cream
do that?
season. Wait a minute, maybe it's not wintertime. Hold on. I said, sure, maybe in winter, but this is ice cream season. So I know what it was. Dinner time, it was already dark. That's what it was. It's not dark at freaking dinner time during the summer. It's just not. This is ice cream season. It's summertime. Even if you want to say they were in California or something else, it still is going to get dark by a certain dinner time is not going to be in the dark. I promise you that.
Unless they're
That's a dead
European
of
and they like
winter.
to have
You,
their 9 o'clock dinners, but even if it's
yeah.
summertime,
Well,
yeah, 9 o'clock. What
the
time is
ice
it now?
cream man, the
Nine
ice cream
o'clock. There's
man
still
does
light in the
not.
sky.
Well, yeah, there you go. The ice cream man does not come out in the wintertime anywhere. Not in Vegas, not in freaking California. It's like 50, it's like 60 degrees or something. There's no ice cream man. I'm sorry, there's not. So something else really stupid. You know what I mean? But again, that might sound more nitpicky compared to the other things, but as I'm watching, I'm like, it's always dark. Why is there an ice cream man driving around in the dark? What is this? So at the end
That's
of the
just for
day,
mood. Yeah.
yeah, I give it a 5.5. I was disappointed, and it's too bad, but whatever.
This one was a weird one. Kind of a character study slasher mashup, kind of classy and yet sleazy at the same time. It was Too Scared to Scream. You know the cover.
Hmm.
You've seen the cover probably many a times.
Yeah. What year is this?
84.
Okay. All right.
So it takes place
Hmm.
in an apartment building, and there are women being killed in the apartment building, and some of it is done, you know, you know, artsy in an artsy kind of way where you'd see a shadow of a knife coming down or whatever, and some of it is like slashing throats. There's gore, there's enough to keep you interested. And there's also sleazy, like every girl that pretty much comes on the screen, I think gets naked, but it's filmed well and it's got good acting and everything else. It's almost like they balance like the sleazy nature with an actual decent cast and decent production value. So I had never seen this before. This was a first time watch for me, and it's a mild recommend. Again, I kind of just a
Mm,
seven. There's a bit of police procedural. I don't know if it'll be too much for you, Dave, but it's definitely in there for sure.
okay,
And but the reveals kind of cool. Like they keep you guessing. Like it's one of those movies where you're, well,
cool.
can it be as simple as they're making it be? Maybe, maybe not. I won't spoil it, but it is worth checking out for the slasher show. Again, not everybody's gonna like this one, but it's definitely classier. It kind of leans maybe it leans a little on fade to black in a little bit with one of the characters, like the main character, but then yet, like I said, it's sleazy in another scene. So it's definitely one to kind of add to the list and
It's
check
on.
out.
I
Yeah,
just added it now. Son of a bitch. Even the
yeah,
list keeps growing. That's cool
yeah.
though. I'm looking forward to anything from the 80s, you know. That's
And
I'm down with
I
that.
can't remember some of these. Admittedly, I would if I had a 1.2 speed on it, I would possibly do that. I don't think I did it for this one, but I can't really remember. I don't believe
Mm.
so though, to be honest. I think I
I'll
just
tell you what
watched it
sucks.
regular.
I just got a Fire Stick because it was Prime Day and it was for $25 and it's a 4K one. It's a real good price for it. And because the guy that runs MB, a lot of people are on they all say it works the best there. You'll have the
On a
less
Fire Stick.
issues, this
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, for 25 bucks, I'll do it. I'll start using the Fire Stick instead of the app right on my smart TV. And so I got it. And here's the problem. There's lots of pluses, but one of the problems is this. You can't watch it. What you can't speed up the
That
speed on the
sucks.
Fire
I know.
Stick. It has something
That
to do
that
with the sound. I guess if you, because it DTS or DSS sound or something, apparently you might be able to configure and change it to get different sound and then be able to do it. But I was like, shit, because I wanted to use it a couple times. And then I said, you know what? I started watching Sorority Row this morning. I wanted to 1.25 it. And I'm starting, and it's not there. I turned it off on the Fire Stick, went to my MB on my TV, and sure enough, 1.25. So I'm like, shit. Okay, well, at least I have the options, you know.
yeah. Well, I mean,
That's
again, this was a pleasant surprise. Nothing earth shattering by any
right, but
means, but
still,
still above average
yes.
for me. But for me, again, it's all about state of mind, right? I can watch
Yeah.
something and you might think it's, well, you never really think anything's a shit heap for the most part, but it might just not resonate with you. And then sometimes something will resonate with you, and I'll watch it and be like, nah, it didn't hit for me, or and every now and then we align. But this was just a pleasant surprise.
Hmm.
I, yeah,
I'm down. Hey,
yeah,
I love that we're doing this because of things like this. And here I keep saying I got everything. I've gone to this list, and then you come up with the one that eluded me on every front. So I don't know, but it's down on the list. I'm like, I want to watch as many of these as possible, especially from the 80s. 100%. So I'm happy about it. Okay, so back to the stylist. I talked about it earlier. I enjoyed it a lot the first year it came out, and I watched it again, and I still enjoy it. The opening
yeah,
kill
me
is
too.
good. It's kind of like Maniac. I really like her performance. I think I
Yep.
gave her the performance of the year that year. Claire, she's a little awkward, but I also like her style at the same time. I like Olivia, that's her friend that's going to have the wedding and everything. And they're both just very believable characters. I feel bad for Claire because it's sad. She clearly has issues, and I want her to succeed, but we see that she has other things going on where she's killing people. And she is. And there's good kills. It's done well stylistically. Good name for the stylist. There's just something about this movie. I just enjoy my time with it every time I watch it. It's just I don't know. I dig
I'm
it.
with you, man. I really like this
Yeah,
one too.
it's a little bit too bad about the ending because the first time I saw that I was like, well, It is predictable, and that's okay. But part of my problem was how would she have gotten that clean that quick if that just happened? It's like literally like right after. And I know it's a bit of a nitpick, but that's what separates me with ratings of movies. When something like that, if that didn't happen, or it was done cleaner, or it was done some other way, the movie could be higher. At this point, though, it's a it's a half head, and it's good stuff. I'm still a
Yeah.
fan of it. So there
No,
you go.
agree. Agree. And my
Cool.
uh my next one is Funeral Home. Another one.
Aha.
This is one of those ones that, again, by William Fruit. Is that how
Pruitt.
you say it?
Yeah.
Fruit?
Moods
Yeah.
his father. Yeah.
Moods. Yeah, Moods' his dad. Uh, I mean, this guy, it's crazy when you look up his filmography, you'll be like, why don't more people talk about him as like a horror director? Because he has quite like um, a catalog of horror films in this
Hmm.
late 70s, early 80s, or into the 80s time frame. Um, it's an atmospheric movie. I remember not really giving this the time of the day back when. I remember
Mm.
watching it thinking it was kind of boring, and it is. It's slow. It's
It
slow.
is slow.
It's slow, but I didn't find it boring. But it was. I found it way more atmospheric now. It's got the girl that's
Yeah.
in the movie that poster behind you there, curtains. So she's the
Yeah.
main girl there. Uh, it's the first kill happens a little like we really established the characters and the mood. It you again, I think at this point, if you've watched horror movies, nothing's going to surprise you about the reveal. It's psycho through and through. In fact, once you like when you see Too Scared to Scream, and I watched Funeral Home back to back, I'm like, what is this? I feel like I've now gotten into the psycho influenced slasher films. So
1980, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
but there was a lot to like here, but just expect a slow burn. But
Yeah.
it's enjoyable, and the atmosphere is what makes up for most of it. I'd say again, it's a half head. It's a 7 out of 10. I can see some people being a 6. I can see some people being probably an 8. But I don't think it's going to make the list. But
Right.
I enjoyed my time with it much more, and I was happy to revisit it. And because I always like I second guess myself, like every guy calls this a slasher. I don't remember it being a slasher, but yep,
Right.
it's a slasher.
But it
Nope.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't
Yeah.
sound like a slasher, but it is. Right.
Yeah. And it's
And
actually
it's
called
decent.
Cries in the Night is what you'll see.
Yeah.
Even when you put Funeral Home on,
Christ
Cries in
in
the
the
Night,
night.
which is a weird, I don't like that title at all. I actually prefer Funeral Home, which it is a funeral home. So I don't know why they didn't just keep that title.
Prize in the Night would be a good title for a different movie, I think, but just maybe not for this one.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
for sure.
Or
But yeah,
even a cry in the night.
on
You know what I mean?
Tubi or Plex, one of the, or
There you
not
go.
Plex,
Fuck Plex.
on Tubi or
Freevee?
Shutter. One of the two. Oh, and
Shudder.
Carly does not like this movie. Carly gave
No,
this
what
1 star
one?
for the slasher, so it won't be on her list. Moods gives it,
No.
well, it's his dad, so Moods
Yeah.
give it 3.5. I'm more along the lines where Moods is.
Yeah, I
Man,
think I
there's
give it a
a lot
six,
more
6.5.
a lot
You know,
more hate for this than I expect. It's a
it's
very,
slow.
I think, yeah, you give it a 3 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, seven is fair. 6.5, 7, I'd say.
Yeah. No, I dig it. I dig it. It's good for what it is. It's 1980. It's early on still. So they were just doing their thing. I like it. Okay, now here's a movie that I didn't know was going to count, but I was watching all these movies from 1976 for a guest spot on Land of the Creeps. And I said, I seen it before, but I was like, well, I got to watch it again. I don't know if you saw us talking about it in chat, but Eaten Alive, the Wes Craven movie. And I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't remember it being slashery, but you know what? It actually is. I always pictured it's an alligator movie. But in fact, the alligator does come into play. Yes, but damn, dude,
it's a great movie.
there's
Well,
a good
it's a very
pitchfork
good
kill.
movie.
There's
I gotta rewatch.
stabs.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, dude. The thing is, the there's a couple weird things. I got this one guy acts real weird in the beginning, and he's like he's with Marilyn Burns, and I don't know why he acts weird. They never explain it. I don't. If when you watch it, you'll see like there's an accident with a kid, and he points at his wife. He just acts like off the wall. Like why would a character act that way? And then I don't know. It was unnecessary, but but this freaking dude steals the show. Sorry, what's his name? Holy shit, though. Um, what is his name? Give me a sec. He ends up being to me, and again, I think this is Hooper's first movie after Chainsaw. Well, sure, this is 76. Chainsaw was 74, But this guy, he's Robert Kerman, right? Oh no, that's not him. That's the wrong Eaten Alive. What is this Eaten Alive? Oh, I'm sorry, folks. Neville Brand. Neville Brand. That's who it is. Yes. Boy, he's great. He freaking makes the whole movie. I mean, the style of the movie's good.
Oh,
I'm guessing
red
it's just been
filters.
restored. I
It
love it.
was
I
it
like the
was restored a
filters, but it
few years
looks
ago.
good.
Sorry for cutting
Okay.
you off there. I
No,
apologize.
no.
I didn't mean to. It was restored a few years ago when it came out to Shutter or got a Blu-ray
Okay.
or whatever. And
Right.
that's when I rewatched it again, and I was like, "Wow, this is way better than I even remembered it being." I
Yeah,
never.
it's good.
It's not that I disliked it, but I never put it on that same level as some of his other works. I'm like, no, this is a standout from the opening. What is the first line in the movie? My name's Buck, and I like to fuck,
No, it's not the
or I
first
want to
line,
fuck
but it's
that.
early in.
Yeah, it's early in with Robert Englund, and
Yeah.
then and
Mm-hmm.
then and then the style. You're right. Like it's I just didn't remember it being a slasher either. I just remembered it being a horror film. But then I saw you guys talking about it, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta add that to my list now again too. Not that it's a bad thing to add to the
Yeah.
list, just another one to add.
Right, but there's stabbings, there's a pitchfork scene, there's a sickle kill. Yes, there is a croc kill and it's good, and there's some other stuff, but um yeah, it's actually pretty cool. And it's like I said, Neville Brand. To me, he seems like a cross between Nubbins and Drayton from the first movie. That's like his personality. Sometimes he's way off the wall, like freaking Nubbins, and sometimes he has like Drayton type personality where he can come down and be somewhat normal and do his thing, but then had the type of dialogue that Drayton has. It's hard to explain, but this guy does so well. I'm surprised I don't hear more people talk about Neville Brand in this movie. I mean, I always hear about Robert Englund and I always hear about Marilyn Burns. I'm like, well, Marilyn Burns has a bigger character. Robert Englund isn't on the screen all that much, and the character does matter. But you always hear him brought up as at least I have. But man, they got atmospheric lighting and fog, and it's just a good score. The Gator could look better, but oh well, they did the best. And if only more people were killed, I would like it a little more. But um, you know, I was still pretty impressed, and it's still a half head explosion, and I'm digging it. So yeah, Eaten Alive.
Perfect. Another one to add to my freaking list. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do a double whammy here since these are
All
both
right,
very similar. I'll do hack, excuse me, and cut.
Hat, Mr. Hat.
Hack
Okay.
is from 2007, directed by Matt Flynn, and Cut is from 2000, directed by Kimball Rendell. Both are like movies within a like movie about the movie, making a movie. Both kind of
Oh
try to
yeah.
shove that agenda, like that horror like horror movies are more than just a piece. Like, well, actually, to be honest, Hack kind of makes it seem like horror movies are just a piece of shit. So it's kind of like saying that and delivering a horror movie. It's a little bit more offensive because of that. Plus, I hate all the characters in the movie. It
Uh,
is not funny. Uh, it's gory though. It has a couple of good kills, and then there's a very attractive woman, and you're like, oh, there's no way she's going to get naked, and she does. So it delivers on that if you're into that type of thing as well. But the movie itself really pisses me off a little bit because uh, with all this talent behind the camera, it's got Tony Burton, it's got the guy that played, it's got the two guys from Rocky, in fact,
Burgess Meredith too. Burt
Paulie,
Young.
and Burt Young and Tony Burton.
Yeah, nice.
And
How
then
about that?
it's
A
got
Rocky
dude from
reunion.
who's in Cobra Kai now that was in Karate Kid. Uh, oh, I forgot his name,
William
but
Zabka.
No, none of the main guys. He's like one of the guys that came in like season 5 of Cobra Kai. They brought him in, it seemed, or whatever. But anyway, so he's in it, and so it's a recognizable cast. Winnie from the Wonder Years
Silver?
is in it. Yet,
Oh wow, wow.
yet,
Danica
yet,
Patrick?
yet
No, not Patrick. Danica
there's
McKellar. Yeah.
there's gore, but
Hmm.
yet it's an annoying movie. It's a fucking
Uh,
annoying movie. Now,
fair.
cut. I rated low on when I watched it for Year of the Slasher. Now, I'm positive it was this one because it was the Molly Ringwald one. Now, it's not a good movie,
It's on
but
my
I
list.
enjoyed it much more this time than the last time. So it's about
Cool.
a slasher movie that was made. So it opens with the typical movie within the movie type thing. And the movie stopped because there's real life killings. And then every time they try to, I guess the killer's been immortalized so that anytime this footage is screened anywhere, someone's murdered, whether it be a projectionist, whether it be someone watching it in the theater or
I
whatever,
like
someone's
that.
murdered. So they're trying to restart the movie, get the production going again, and so they do, and it brings back the killer. So they play around with it, like because there's the guy that's playing the killer versus the actual real killer in the movie, and there's decent
Mm,
gore. It's by no
nice.
means great, but it's
Right.
much better than Hack, and it's much
Cool.
better than I gave it credit for the first time I watched it. I would say maybe 6 to 7. Like, yeah, I would go so high as 7, 6.5 seems
Okay.
fair. It's worth a watch, but I
I'm
don't
gonna
think it's
watch
going to
it.
be. I don't think it's going to make any list. But
Yeah.
I liked it.
Fair.
Hack. They're both hour and 20-minute movies, so you can get
Wow.
both of them done very quickly. So if you feel like doing it back to back, Hack and Cut would be a good double feature.
Hack and
I
cut.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like a
funny because they
store.
both,
Come to the hack and cut.
yeah, that's it. But William Forsythe is even in Hack. Like they have so much
Oh,
talent
weird.
behind the camera, in the sense of not behind the camera, in
In
front of the
front of the
camera.
camera.
Let me say,
Yes.
let me rephrase that, and some gore, and yet the script it just is annoying
Uh,
and like just pisses me off. But anyway,
uh,
that's it. That's not even a mild rumble. The
right. Yeah. See, it didn't make my list,
yeah.
but cut did, based on
Yeah.
what I just figured I
And
was
there's
gonna
another
watch. So,
cut. There's a 2004 cut as well, I believe.
oh, I wonder if I
But
had. I wonder if we're talking about the same cut movie. Well, we'll see.
the
Well,
one I'm talking about is from 2000. Has Molly Ringwald in it.
okay. Well, I'll watch anything with Molly, so that's probably the one.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
that's my double feature.
Cool. Well, back to 1976. I had to watch this for the show, and I wanted to decide because it's been a minute. Is this a slasher or is it a giallo? How do you feel about it? And I gotta say, it's definitely a slasher. It's I've even heard people I that I mentioned to recently that I saw it that kind of considered it giallo, and I said there's a little bit of investigation, but the way it's set up and the kills to me, they're slasher. And this is Alice Sweet Alice. We've
Oh, yeah.
have we ever reviewed it here? I don't know, but I
I don't think
mean,
we. I can't
most yeah,
remember
maybe
now.
not.
I feel like we have. If
Uh-huh.
we wait, you're doing it for the 22 shot show.
No, no, that's 75, 76. I talked about this already
We did it.
on
That's
Land
when
of
we
the
talked about
Creeps.
it. I think we did. It's
I
76.
wasn't on that show. That's what
Okay.
happened.
Yeah, I was on
Yes,
that one.
that's what it
Was I on
was.
that one? I was on that one.
Yes,
You weren't?
you and Brandon both were, and I wasn't. And I
Okay.
remember I started it and I watched a couple movies, and then something happened. I don't know why I would have dropped out. I don't know. Maybe it was the time
Maybe
me and Moods bickered.
You and Moods, didn't you have
Yeah,
that bicker or that fight or whatever like
we
that?
did have a bicker, but
A
the thing
bicker.
is, maybe there was two bickers because the one was about Brandon. I was mad at him because something he said to Brandon or something or other. So if Brandon was on the show, that couldn't very well. It must have been some other small thing. Maybe Derek was involved somehow or something. Either
That's
way,
where the whole toxic offender came about.
water under the bridge. Maybe it was
Yeah.
either that or
I think
the fight
that
with Brandon. Either way, it'll never happen again. I can tell you that. But Alice, Sweet Alice. It's about Karen and Alice, and it's so funny because everybody talks about this movie as being a Brooke Shields movie because she was so young in it, but she isn't really the star. You know what I mean? It's she was Karen. Alice is the other girl, and she's played by this girl who's supposed to be playing like a young girl, but she's actually 19 in real life, and she does so good. And she was only in two roles. She was only in two roles ever, this girl. And but she was great in it. But it's a mystery. It's a whodunit. The first kill is at the communion, and I wish it would have called the communion. I think it's a better name, but they changed it because the church thought that people would go see it thinking it was a religious film. Anyway, and there's a lot of anti-church stuff in this because the guy that directed it had issues with the church prior to this movie. So there's kind of statements made about this. And when you see the movie, you'll know why. Because when you get the reveal, the type of person they are and everything else. And so there is a lot going on there. But, you know, it takes place in 1961. You have the two girls, someone gets killed. When they show the first kill, it could be anyone. I was looking this time, and it's the way it's filmed, it's done. There's the most disgusting character ever, and the one guy that's freaking a pervy guy and a slob and everything
Oh
else.
God,
And
he's
what happens?
gross.
I know.
Yeah.
And what happens with him is great. Eventually, we have that annoying aunt. She's a pain in the ass, and she's a Budinsky. You have these good characters, you know. You feel bad for the mother, Catherine, because of what she has to go through and everything else with her ex-husband, and it's a really good. There's a lot of good family drama stuff in there. There's a good kill. There's a good score. There's some great kills. There's an interesting reveal. And there's psycho inspiration. You could tell this is movie. It's in the score. It's the psycho poster in the background. There's something else that looks like psycho in it, which is really cool. It was a really well done stabbing scene that looks kind of a little giallo-ish, but final stab was great, really well done, and the cherry on top ending. And I'm sorry, but to me, this is more of a slasher than Giallo. I mean, I have nothing to gain. I've watched other ones and said, yeah, this is more Giallo. Like I don't consider Pieces to be a slasher, and I don't consider what's the other one? Some people like Dress to Kill. To me, that seems more Giallo than slasher. It just does. This one seems more slasher than Giallo. It just has that vibe to it. And again, 1976. So great movie. Great movie. I enjoy it.
We're kind of on track because we said we wanted to get into Longlegs soon. I got
Yep.
one more.
Okay.
You might have a couple more
I
because I
got
did a
four, but
double.
it's okay. I
Well,
have four, but I
why
could
don't you
save them.
do another one and then I'll do one and then you do one more.
Okay, so
So
what should
you
I
do
not?
one. Yeah.
Here's what we got. We got Stage Fright, Identity, Cold Prey, and Sorority Row. Take your picks.
I'd really like to hear your the first one you mentioned in Identity.
Okay, so Stage Fright. Okay, the original, Michele Soavi, great movie, man. Every time I watch it, I seem like I love it more. The music is great. It's by a guy named Simon Boswell. Don't know who that is. Maybe I should, but it's great. You know, it takes about 30 minutes to really get going. You have the people putting on their play that they're gonna do, but there's good characters in the movie. You get to know them in a short time. They have just enough. The final girl is likable. I really like the other girl, Lauren. I just think that she's, really pretty and everything else, and I like her character. But one girl has to go next door. And the guy gets out. It's so simple. There's a hospital killer.
Very,
He's in the hospital.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
well
it's
done
fine.
though. Simple but effective
Yeah. Yep. And
and
they end up being
stylish.
trapped in the place and
Yeah.
very style. This is what I'm getting at this time. You can really see how this led to Cemetery Man. And I appreciate the look of Cemetery Man and stuff like that. I'm not in love with it the way other people are, but I can appreciate the aesthetics. But you can see them on display here as well. It's like, okay, and this was much more serious than there's like no comedy in here, maybe slasher type comedy. But and we discussed this, we reviewed it a long time ago, and we said it. We
Yeah.
considered it a slasher back then. Again, because people think it's Italian, it's supposed to be more giallo, but it really isn't. It plays out just as a slasher does. You got a killer, someone escaped the institution. They're out, people are locked in. There's a reason for them being locked in, and there they go, and people are getting bumped off. You got axes, power tools, chainsaw. A real great scene when somebody's pulled underneath, and then what
Yeah.
happens? A great climax on the stage with, again, happy birthday to me type situation.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
that.
The
The
setup.
feathers, you actually get some suspense. There was a little bit of a good comedy with what's his name though, right between the eyes. He kept saying it at the end. But it's a full head explosion. I I love it. I really do love it.
Same with me.
It seems like
Same
it's
with me.
overlooked.
And
You
I
know, it's
watched it
overlooked as a
earlier,
slasher.
and I agree with
Yeah,
you.
and there's an actor in the movie by the name of Mickey Knox, so I like that.
Yeah,
I don't know who it is, but I saw it in the Mickey Knox. Nice. Okay, so what else? What's oh, okay. This is because of you. I watched this movie. Okay, Identity.
that's what I want to
I'm
hear
gonna
about.
I'm gonna read you my notes. Good cast. Um, a hearing the night before an execution. It was cool to see how everything led to another as they're showing people arriving at this hotel and what's going on. I liked that the one girl's name, and I love the actress too, Claire. What's her name? Either way, it's a good cast. And her name is Ginny, so I always like that. The little boy doesn't talk much is there. The character Paris, played by oh geez, see, I wrote
Oh,
great cast, but I didn't write everybody. Rebecca De Mornay
yeah.
is done really well. She's great. The first person to get killed, I wasn't expecting that to happen. There was a good baseball bat kill. Um, then the numbers things going on, and then we get this weird reveal, and then I check out because it doesn't make sense to me. Why? No, I checked out for two reasons. Number one, I may as well just go into spoilers. Okay, I'm gonna say, and so nobody has to hear because this movie is a movie that your enjoyment, a big part of your enjoyment, if you're gonna love it, is gonna be because of the reveal and how that plays out. So I
Yeah.
really don't want to spoil that for everyone, but I want to discuss it with you quick. So I'm gonna give a warning. I'm gonna go Brian Salmon style. Spoilers, spoilers, warning, warning. And then I'm gonna give it 10 more
We never do
seconds.
this. We never do this for any other movie.
Stop. Yeah, but this is the movie where where
Yeah.
the twist is a twist.
Yeah.
I don't mind revealing like maybe somebody got killed in a roundabout way or this or that, but something that's like that major of a twist. It's like, it'd be talking about Fight Club and freaking what happened. It's don't. So anyway, when it gets revealed that this stuff is in the guy's head, um, here's what I don't get. His attorney brings the other guy there, played by Pruitt, who's always great. And he says, we're going to get them all to kill each other by the end of the night. And I'm thinking, how is this happening? Why is it happening right this second? What prompted this to possibly happen? It's just really, really weak writing. I don't understand that at all. Just because this guy has these multiple personalities, I get that. But how do you know, and how can you, as the attorney, kick it off? Say, hey, in front of everybody here tonight, we're going to have him put on a show, and freaking all of his people are going to be together, and we're going to find things. You're going to see that he's actually innocent, that he has multiple personalities, and they're all going to get killed off tonight. What? So now I get that reveal, which to me is piss poor. But then now that I know it's all in his head, all of a sudden I don't care what happens on the screen anymore. I've lost all the interest in all the characters I had because they've tipped their hat. This is where it is, and I'm like, well, it doesn't matter anyway because it's all going to lead to freaking it's really him and these other people are, disposable. So for me, and it's unfortunate because I was so into it. And I also don't like one real ass. This guy kept bugging out and he kept giving this one girl a hard time, calling her a prostitute. And we know as the audience in the beginning, she leaves the guy, and it could be that she's a prostitute or a call girl or something like that. But she isn't walking around dressed like one. She's quite an attractive woman. And she goes in and the guy says, I don't rent room to whores and this, and
Yeah.
he's harassing her the whole movie. I'm thinking maybe something's gonna be revealed later where they knew each other and they just didn't come out, and that never happens. And I'm just like, so big mistakes there in the writing for me. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it's a mild rumble, but it's just too bad because the first two-thirds I was on board, and
You
I
do
could
you
see why
consider it
you
a
call it a
slasher though?
slasher.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I could see why you consider a slasher for sure. I
Well,
just
it's
thought
Ten
that
Little
that was like,
Indians, pretty much like retold. Again,
or
not yeah, like
the other Agatha Christie, more so. Not Ten Little Indians. Hold on a
well,
second.
and then there were
It's
none,
a
but that's
yes.
ten. That is the same one. It's just a different name.
Oh, is that what? Okay, all
Yeah,
right, all right. Ten Little
yeah,
Indians, and
it's
same
the same
thing.
thing. I
But
think it was because again, even now, 10 Little Indians. I think it was called something different. I think it was something even more offensive back in the day, and then they changed it to 10 Little
wow,
Indians, which now I don't believe. So again, I think it's
right.
gone through
But that was
a
a
few.
song, remember?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I do like it, and I do like the reveal, but I could totally understand, and I can't like I get it. That's fair. If that lost you and you weren't on board with that, the rest of the movie would be hampered because of that. So yeah, totally agree. But wait, agree with what you say about what you feel about it. I really dig the movie.
Right.
For me, it's an 8 out of 10. Yeah,
Wow. No,
yeah.
that's good. I'm glad you like it. I can't. That didn't. If someone could explain to me how this is possible and why it's possible and make me explain what's going on, then maybe I could come around. So, like, if someone could sit me down that enjoys the movie and says, "Well, look at it this way. This is this and this is happening. That's why." Then I'd say,
I
"Oh, okay, that makes sense. I got you. Okay, now I like the movie maybe a point more." But I don't think anyone can do that. I don't think anyone could explain that. It
I'll
just
have
seems
to
like some.
rewatch it fresh and
Yeah, if you can.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to rewatch it for the show. I can't remember if I watched it again already for this or not. I'll have to double. Even
Right.
if I did, I can. Again, it's just so time is limited, so
Right.
I'm trying not to rewatch things if I don't have to, uh,
Correct.
except for to watch new ones that I may have seen in the past, but I'm not rewatch ones that I've already watched for the
No, of
year of the
course not.
slasher.
I understand.
My last one was Fear Street again,
Ah,
and I'll be very quick. Like I said, I really do like this first one. My quibble is just a nitpick. Way too many songs. As much as I love the music and I love the era, it's they wedged way too many songs into this. And I know I'm not the only one that thinks this. If I remember correctly, I believe Brian Sammons thought this back when this came out. And I'm sure amongst others, I did when I first saw it. And funny, not even prompted, my buddy and I were texting back and forth, and he's like, "Yeah, I tried to watch Fear Street. I gave up after 20 minutes. Yes, I get it. You're in the
well,
90s. I get it. You're in the
I was
90s.
just gonna
Stop."
say,
Yeah.
I was
And
just gonna say literally that exact same thing. They only really overkill the music for the first 20 minutes, I was
it's
gonna say.
true.
And let me tell you this, every time they play a song in those first 20 minutes, I dig it because I can justify it for this reason only. It's always for what you're seeing on the screen applying to that person's emotions in real life. It isn't just throwing it against the wall to have it out there. But
It's
like there was
almost
this
like too
one
much.
scene,
They play
it
like
could be. I
10
understand what you're
seconds and they go
saying.
to another 10 seconds. Just,
Correct.
and you're right. It's just for that first 20 minutes. You're almost like,
Yeah.
like,
But I get you. I can
and
see how
it's a
people would
nitpick.
say that.
Yeah.
And I can see because it's so strong in the first 20 minutes. Then it dissipates. But again, and I notice it this time as I'm watching it, there's this one section where they're walking through the high school with the hall and they play three songs in like a matter of like
You got
5 minutes.
Machine Get
But
Head. You got, and then you see the kid, and you've got Iron
well,
Maiden, Fear of the Dark, and you've got like again. I love every song they've played, but it's almost like, guys, we get it. Like you don't have to hammer us over the head. The fucking movie's called 1994, Fear Street
yeah,
1994. We got it. We got it.
I
But
agree. It's a bit much, but I like the way it played out for the reason. Like they're walking down the hall, and that's why you get the most. And there's three things that happen. I can't remember the first, but something's played, and then you see the guy the kid, the Iron Maiden kid, who's obsessed with the one girl, and I don't blame
yeah,
him. Who's obsessed with the other girl, and he hears whatever the love song or whatever it is about this thing for her as she walks by, and then another character walks by right after, and it's his sister, and she's sad on and she saw two people making out, and then it flips over, and then the song they play for her is "Nobody Loves Me." That and then not like you do, and then there was another one. So every time they showed it, it was speaking to their emotion. So that is why I can excuse it, is the word I'm going to use.
yeah. And I
I
don't
can
hate the
excuse.
movie for it. It's just a
No, of
nitpick.
course not.
And what
Yeah.
I love about the movie is it doesn't shy away from the gore. It's gory. And
Right.
even when it does the homage to Scream with that first kill, it's definitely
Right.
it's gorier than Scream. It's gorier than most of the Scream sequels. And
True.
nothing's going to top the bread slicer kill
Bang.
in
Yeah.
any of the Scream movies. That is
You're
that is
right.
a top-notch death.
It, it's great.
It's a
Poor
top-notch
girl. A
death. And,
great
and,
kill.
and it's
Yeah.
a great they somehow manage to wedge a slasher with a witch story, and it
Yep.
seems to make enough sense that I'm on board. So
Yeah,
I'm looking
man. It's
to see
fun.
the other two again. I enjoyed it a little bit more because I enjoyed it the first time, but I think I was a little higher this time, a little bit higher this time.
Cool. Glad to
So
hear that.
good performance all around. The movie looks good too.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah.
That
Right
was
on.
those are all mine.
Cool. Well,
Now,
I'll leave it there. I'll save my next for the next show.
why
Or
don't
we
we
can.
get into
Yeah. Let's do it.
our review of Longlegs
Longlegs. I just saw for my third time today.
2024. In pursuit of a serial killer, an FBI agent uncovers a series of occult clues that she must solve to end his terrifying killing spree. And um, it would like Oz Perkins directed this, as we know. We were all
Yes.
fans. You, Brandon, and myself were all fans of The Black Coat's Daughter when it came out. And you were a fan of the pretty thing that lives in the house or
I am
whatever.
the pretty thing who lives in the house. Yep.
I liked it. And then you and I were fans. I don't know Brandon's take on Gretel and Hansel, but
Yeah, I don't
you and I
know.
both liked it
Yeah, he was
as
three
well.
for three with me.
This could be an illegitimate sequel. I say this kind of lightly
Aha.
to The Black Coat's Daughter.
Right. It did the one that it felt the most like of his other movies
Yeah.
would be Black Coats, but Black Coats wouldn't really play to a normal audience as well. But this movie was easy accessible. It was the easiest for which I didn't know going in. All I knew was it was an Oz Perkins movie. That's all I needed to
I
know.
think I knew
Apparently,
I
everybody else knew all this other shit about it
I
that
didn't
I didn't
know.
know, but
I mean, I saw the trailer. I saw
and
the
I did
teaser and
not.
the
But
trailer and whatever,
right.
but they put trailer teasers that are going to be on the Blu-ray or the 4K that were not even really in the movie. So there's going to be a lot, like when they marketed for the Blair Witch and they had all this stories on this hoopla. There's going to be a lot of fantastic extras on this disc when it comes out. It's
Cool.
going to be worth looking because they had this whole thing like they filmed or they recorded segments that I think were 911 calls or whatnot, but I think they actually incorporated visual footage because I think that was one of the teasers where he's like, "That's not my daughter. That's not my daughter under there." And I think we could hear
Yeah.
some some phone calls with that, but I don't think they actually
Mhm.
play it out. So I have a feeling we're gonna have all these snippets that are gonna be included on the Blu-ray, which is gonna be great.
Oh, that'll
My
be cool.
wife, my wife was thinking it was gonna be too terrifying. Then she decided she wanted to see it because she was hearing comparisons to Silence of the Lambs. Now, I'm just gonna tell everybody if you haven't watched this yet, other than a female FBI agent and the idea of a serial killer, that's where the similarities to a Silence of the Lambs ends. Because
However, let me throw one thing in there.
okay,
There is one more thing, and I compare it more with Seven and Silence. So, and I'm tired of hearing Silence because it's more Seven to me. But anyway, the other comparison with Silence of the Lambs is the fact that if you watched Hannibal and if you're familiar with the Red Dragon as well,
she thought it was more Red Dragon. That's what she said. That's what Carrie said
that's what I'm
anyway.
saying. So that
Yeah.
that whole series, because of Will Graham's character having these psychic abilities and being an agent,
Yeah.
this is what she also has. So that is one more thing you could throw that the umbrella of the Silence of the Lambs,
So
over.
it's funny because as you said that, when we were leaving the theater, she said she thought it was more Red Dragon than Sons of the Lambs. Now, she didn't like it overall. She thought the first half was great and it fell completely apart in the second half for her.
That's because she's a normie, and the first half was normal shit, and the second half was horror.
But I'm kind of with her though. The first half was
Oh,
fabulous
well,
and I
yeah.
liked the second half.
Well, I'll
I
tell you
liked
this.
it. I'll have to rewatch it to see where I fall. But I loved the first half. Loved it. Like when that opening happens, I turned to her, I'm like, that was fucking terrifying. And even
It was
afterwards, she
great.
said, you said it was terrifying. I go, she's all, I thought it was okay. I'm like, no, it like, I was like, oh my God, we're in for a treat. And then it didn't let me down because I just want to bring up another scene. Then it was her going out with uh her other colleague, and she goes, that's the house over there. And he's like, how do you figure? The way that shot was framed, I'm like, I trust me, I didn't know anything. I go, I bet this guy's gonna get shot in the head right now.
I said it right away.
And
Literally, there's my note.
but then, but he doesn't. And then he goes
I
up
knew
to
he
the
was dead
door,
already.
and then he goes up to the
That's what
door,
I meant.
opens it,
Yeah,
talks, and then he gets shot in the head. I'm like,
that's what I
how is
meant.
that
Yeah, he's
fucking
dead.
crazy? I thought he was gonna get
Oh
shot in
no.
the way they framed it there. I thought he was gonna be talking and
Oh.
bam, but it was
Oh
pretty much the same
wow.
thing, just 30 seconds later. And
Dude,
so,
my
yeah,
note called it exactly. I as soon as he went and walked up there and she was behind him, I knew it. I said I knew he was dead already. As soon as I knew that was gonna happen. So that
yeah,
one I
but
called.
I'm talking about
But
when there was just in a two
right,
shot. It was just the
right.
way they framed it. It was weird, and then
Wow.
it happened. I'm like, and then it had that whole scene with her going in again, fantastically directed, a lot of suspense, very tense, and just a good buildup. And then we go through her. That's before we go through her psychic abilities, right? And then we go through her whole because of that idea of her being able to figure out that it's that house. They
And
put
then
her
they
through all
test
these sort
her.
of
Correct.
psycho ability tests. Yeah. Um, but Nicolas Cage in that first opening scene is absolutely terrifying. I'm going to be honest.
I
I
love
will
him.
have to say this. I'm going to be in the minority, I think, with the horror fans, but both Carrie and I thought the singing took us out of the movie. And we
Oh
thought it
my
under
God. When
we
he was
thought,
singing,
yeah, like when we go
ah, oh,
into
I
it,
loved
yeah.
him.
The first time I didn't mind it. The
Oh, I
second
love
time I
him.
thought it was a little too much. And she said she for her words, it was good, and then he Nicolas Caged it.
I
And it
love
went
Nicolas Caging it though. I guess that's the difference.
so again, you could call it a normie factor, but that's the reality of
No, it's not. It's
her.
not a normie factor. A lot of people,
Well, I didn't.
I don't know. I
I
don't.
yeah. I wasn't
Some
gung ho
people
about
don't
his
like
singing the
too
second
much.
time. Yeah,
Right. Well, see, look at the first time I've seen it three times. And let me tell you why I saw it three times. Because the first time I was a little underwhelmed. The second time I wanted to see it again because I was going to do a podcast anyway. And then because we were doing it again today and I got the A list, I got free movies. Why am I not? Plus, I want to take my wife. First time I saw it with Francesca. Second time I saw it myself. Third time I saw it with my wife. So, but these were my notes the very first time I saw it. Because remember, I can't take notes in the theater. So this is
yeah.
all I said. Weird, slow build. Then I started loving it in the climax. And then the end left me a little deflated. Good serial killer pursuit movie with a supernatural element. That's what I wrote. And I will tell you this the first half of the movie where you were loving it, I thought it was kind of the first time. Okay, this is the first time I thought it was kind of plain Jane, especially for Oz Perkins, who does trippy shit and weird stuff. This to me felt too much like a Seven or a Silence. And I'm like, again, I go in blind. I just know it's Oz Perkins.
And
So
you're
I'm
right.
expecting
You're right.
Oz Perkins stuff. And instead, I'm watching an episode of CSI, which to me is as plain Jane as it gets. When I just see like investigative shit like that, I like it, but you could see it any freaking Tuesday night in your living room for an hour show about an investigation of somebody that got murdered. That's how I look at it. It's just not my cup of tea. So I was just like, huh, really weird for this being Oz Perkins. So there, I guess, I try to go in blind, but I can't help but have excitement because it's Oz Perkins. So I'm like, okay, to me, it's an Oz Perkins joint. To everyone else,
But
it's this movie
a month
from a
ago, you didn't even want to
director.
see this. You're saying you didn't want to see
Huh?
this in the theater. You said it on the show. I was surprised
Oh,
that
well,
you
remember,
said,
I got A list now.
I know, but I was just like, because I'm like, you like Oz Perkins, you're a horror fan, but I remember you voiced that you didn't want to, and I
Yeah,
was
maybe.
perplexed. But you were just in a maybe you was just in a mood or a funky
Who
mood at that
knows?
particular time, because
Yeah.
I'm glad you like you've seen Vaccine and this one three times in the theater. Um,
Yeah.
but you're right. You're right. It's a little bit more. I think that's exactly what he's trying to do is almost set it up. Although it is slow-ish. It
That
is
to
still
me, it wasn't.
quirky. It's still
Loved it.
quirky in the opening in the sense of like it's not a standard serial killer. It plays out a little bit more
Right.
standard,
Correct.
but it's not
Yep.
standard. When it goes into what would be the Oz Perkin second half, that's where I could see it losing a lot of mainstream ones where you've got these voodoo type dolls that are built and the evil that starts with N and they've got like these fucking
Well, it's a horror movie. Give me
phantasm
some
balls as their
horror.
brains.
Right. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Definitely Phantasm Balls. Crazy. This should have
And
been a thorn on one or a thing,
yeah,
an attachment.
and you see the horned beast and whatever. I
I
didn't
love that
realize that that
shit.
was her at the beginning. I like how they bring that back. Um, like I thought that reveal, although it, was it I guess it was a reveal, but I mean that was surprising. I was like, oh, that's cool. I just assumed it was one of her victims, not that it
See, I
was a
thought that
setup for the
too. My
yeah.
wife figured it out as usual. She figured out she's watched her first time. She's like, oh, that's going to be her. And then later on, before the end of the movie, she said, oh, his son's birthday parties or daughter's birthday party, and this is gonna have. So she figured this shit out, and I wasn't even thinking about it. The first, I was so hung up on the fact that they mentioned her birthday twice, and I was like, man, I'm like, why is nobody saying anything about the fact that fucking it's the 14th and her birthday's the 14th, or around that same time, and they're on the case within 6 days. Why aren't they saying anything? And then it
What
does come out, and then everything comes out, but I was just like, I knew that right away. Literally, there was like two lines about a birthday. Said someone's birthday's coming up
once they
soon.
lean on the birthday thing, I knew that that
Right.
was going to be the climax, and then I kind of suspected that we're going to go back to that girl at the beginning, and it was going to be her. I at that point later on, but and it may have not been right away. I think it was just later on. And when the mom being the way she is, it was like, why is she like that? And then when you find out the reason as to why was great. There is a little bit of a question I've got for you. So
Let's hear it.
what we've alluded to, listeners, if again, I'm hoping that you've seen this film because we are already talking
Yeah.
spoilers and everything else, and we're going to be talking even more spoilers. But as Dave alluded to or said straight out, she's got a psychic ability. She even says, I got eight right, but I also got eight wrong. But there's ability there. I liked how they
Right.
talked about that.
Hmm.
If she had that ability, how the fuck did she not know that this guy was in her basement?
Well, because she's only half right, half psychic, and because the guy in her basement. I mean, that is something, but that comes from Satan. She has that because the devil wants her to have it. Right. So I think that the devil is bait. This whole thing is just the devil playing a game. Right.
Well,
So it's like the devil controls that. He probably just makes it so
I
she can't even think about that.
and okay, and I think this is an Oz Perkins thing. He always has these little things in his movies like that. It kind of like in a different way. M. Night does this too, where there's something if you think a little too much about it, if you go back, you'd be like, well, what about this and whatever. Because when she wakes up in the basement, I thought that was super creepy because she tries to get out of the
Yeah.
basement, it's locked, and then when she wakes up there, I'm like, holy fuck, it's at basement. But then afterwards, I'm thinking, well, wait a second, how the hell? Like when she was little, like
Right. That's
and then had
scary.
this ability like and he was always down there. I mean something's
Yeah.
not adding. No, it's scary, but also it's like something's not adding up as well. I'm like feeling like it could be a plot hole or
But you're okay with
a
dumbass
hiccup.
fucking Housebound, which I won't watch because they don't have the guys in his fucking wall the whole movie. That would you would know. Somebody walking in the wall. How they can anyway, don't you so you're okay accepting stupid ass Housebound, but a movie like this where the devil is controlling it, that's a nitpick? I'm confused.
Well, I don't remember I did like Housebound, but I
Yeah.
mean I don't know if I necessarily said it wasn't a nitpick or not, but I mean I'm just saying that this guy lived like I mean he was supposed to be living in like sort of like the crevices of the house and whatever, and this is a literally a living space in the house.
That nobody ever goes in, that's always locked, and that there's nothing to it. It's just this fucking locked door that she doesn't go in. I don't know, but I hear you. I didn't. I did think about it upon this last time, but I also understood, or I believe I understand more after seeing it the third time about everything. How this is just the devil playing a game. Because some of the problems I had they have been erased with multiple views, is what it is. Like, the only problem, and it's still not a problem anymore to me because, again, the devil planned this. But my one nitpick was, why was Carrie Ann, if it was her birthday coming up and they brought the present of the doll of Carrie Ann to her house and they showed her opening the doll, right? And they showed her parents behind it who slowly went crazy and freaking, did their thing. The guy, you know what I mean? They killed him. When that happened, why would she just go to school that day? Every other place, everybody in the house was killed. Every member of the family. What do they misjudge it? Did they not? Did they do it on a school day and they usually do it on a weekend? I don't understand. I was like,
I'm
why just randomly
You've
is
watched
there a
it three
survivor?
times, and I watched it yesterday, so I should know. Which one is the one that goes to school now? Is it the
Carrie Ann, the only survivor, the girl. You know who that is, by the way?
Kipsha? Uh, is that her
Yeah,
name?
Kieran,
Yeah, Kipsha. Yeah,
Kieran,
from Black Coat's
Kieran.
daughter. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my God, I
and
couldn't
Totally
believe
Killer.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and fucking
and
Sabrina, and
Mad Men, the
she's
show or
great and
whatever.
she's
Yeah,
hot and she was pretty in this one too. And but with the hair, and I'm like, man, I want to look her up and see who she is because I thought she was pretty and a good actress. And I'm like, who is this girl?
oh, you didn't
And
know
then
it
as
was
I'm,
her. The second she comes
no,
on the screen, I was like, oh yeah. I
I
was
didn't
like,
know at
awesome,
all.
Black Coat's daughter. You brought her back. I'm like, that's great.
Right. And again, this is like Black Coats. This is the thing. I've heard people say that it moves slow, and the character Lee Harker that Micah Monroe is playing, um, is she talks too slow, and maybe she's on the spectrum and all. I've seen people say all these weird things, but I'm like, have you people not watched every one of Oz Perkins's movies? This is how it always is. People are so, and I keep hearing, oh yeah, I loved his other movie, The Black Coat's Daughter. I'm like, what about fucking the two in between? He's made more than Black Coat's Daughter, people. And I keep hearing this,
Yeah.
but this does feel that way, and the characters have always talked that way in his movies. So that's one Oz Perkinism, which is fine, and I was happy to have it. And the more I watch it, the more it seems like an Oz Perkins movie
Well,
more
he
because
doesn't like to
I'm
explain
seeing
everything either. He
he does
leaves things for
explain.
interpretation, um, but gives you like a little bit of like I'm not saying it's there without him knowing what he wants or what he's thinking. He's just
Hmm.
leaving it for interpretation. So maybe she is on the spectrum, but like maybe she
Well,
isn't. Maybe it's just an Perkinsism,
I
as
think
we've been saying.
right. Yeah,
Um,
I think it's directed that way, and I don't think it's
she's
because of
socially
any.
awkward, but
But
we realize why she's so socially awkward. So when you're there and
yes,
she's like, why is she talking to this kid? Like she's trying to be polite, but she doesn't seem like she knows how to be. Not that she doesn't know how to be polite, how to be social. Let me reword that. But then you see how she was with her mom and what she went through. Well, of course, they were isolated because nobody came to see them.
right.
What was her little story? And when she tells the
No
story, because I even
visitors, no family, no big bad wolves,
the
all
big
of
bad
it.
wolves. What I tried to explain it to Carrie too. I said, well, you've heard how she told the story at the end. You gotta have to look at it as this is like a children's book, a children's fairy tale being told almost. And that's how it's
Wow.
being told to
Hmm.
us as the audience almost as well. So that when you hear that story at the end, it's like a grown up like fairy tale or pop-up book or something like that we're
Well,
being told.
it is, but she's also remembering that her mother told her this story at that time when it happened to her. See, this is something that some people have questioned. And
Sorry.
like Eric Webster sent me a message we were talking about it
He
because I
thought it was
didn't like
very
the ex.
weird. Yeah.
Well, he
I
didn't.
think,
Well, he said, "Go ahead."
no, I just didn't know if he liked it because we were texting when I was in the airport. Um, and he just said, oh, it's very weird.
Well, he said it was weird, but we discussed some things, and now he's like, he said I didn't understand the exposition dump when it happened with when that. I go, here's what happened. I go because when she got knocked out, when the doll got shot, the doll of freaking Lee Harker as a child, when it got shot and the smoke came out the back, you see the smoke coming out of Lee's head, and when that happens, she's no longer tied to this thing anymore, so she passes out and that's when she's able to get her memories back because they were blocked by the devil this whole time because he had control on her. So
Ah,
now she's
that's,
unclouded, and that's why she can remember. That's why she has that dream when she's asleep. And then she recalled what her mother told her way back when. And
Yeah,
I thought that was done
that
well.
makes great sense. Yeah, 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 yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and the same thing with the mother saving everything and being a hoarder because she doesn't want to remember anything, or maybe she really can't remember anything because the devil's blocking her and she just has to do what she has to do and it's her job for her daughter's sake. But she hoards everything for reason because she can't remember and she can't tell her daughter anything, but she figured one day her daughter's going to reach the age where she's going to look around and then maybe answers can come out of that. That's why she hoards. So there's a
She's the total
whole,
opposite of that parent from Godzilla minus one. She does
well,
everything
she's
she can to protect her
correct. Well,
daughter.
what parent doesn't? Good
Yeah,
God.
no
Right. She's
offense. I don't think
great.
I'm going to kill multiple families.
You say that now, but let me tell, and they did it in American Horror Story too. I forgot the guy made a deal with the Voodoo King, and she had to like anytime he would summon her every so many years or something like that. She had to fucking go and steal a baby and bring it to him to have it killed. And she hated doing it, but she was the deal that she already made to keep herself alive forever. So it wasn't even for herself for greed. But if I had to do that for my daughter to survive and live to the age that she lived now, you're damn right I would have done it too.
uh,
Entered into the power of Satan.
from
It
a
is what it
nitpick
is.
standpoint, because there's some good gore in the sense of like just the violence that is done with the killings of the families or whatever. But did you feel that with when and again nitpicking when the father with the axe attacked that when he hit the blood splatter was off?
Yeah,
I'm okay. I'm nitpicking, but
it wasn't
I
off. It
noticed
was a
it.
lot at once. It was horror movie kill. Have seen we've
Yeah,
seen it before in horror movies.
yeah,
It
yeah. I
was just
just
something, but he does that shit in his movies. He does
not
weird
just
things
not,
like that.
not I just thought it was like a um almost like an angle issue or whatever. But again, guys, I'm nitpicking here because I noticed it being on the when you're watching on the big screen, I'm like, oh, that seemed weird. And being so meticulous, I'd figure that there would be a reshoot or a redo. But
Right.
again, that just might be me being a little too worried about it. Carrie didn't mention anything. I didn't ask her about it afterwards or anything else because she definitely, I felt like I dragged her to it because I
Oh,
didn't think she liked it at all. But then she's like, no, I love the first half. She just says, she didn't like it. She didn't like it when it went the total Satan route with the doll and the ball and
oh
everything
wow.
else and
Well, it's a
everything that
horror
makes it
movie.
what a
If not,
movie.
what would it
Yeah.
right? What would it be if it didn't have that stuff in there? It'd be
But again, she
CSI.
wasn't going to go see it until she heard that it was compared to the again Silence of the Lambs.
Oh,
So I think she thought it was going to be more horror in that
right.
regard. And again,
Right.
that's kind of the setup to then have it pulled under and changed, which is what
Right.
makes it better for all of us. But again, I'm not. I'd be lying to say when Nicolas Cage, goes all falsetto that I
Oh,
was
I
not a little bit
love
like,
it.
oh man, that.
Really, I love psychos like that. I love him and every time he's on the screen. And I almost want to say I want to see him more, but that might have ruined it. It's almost better as having him in small pieces
That's
because
it's
every
fun.
time he's on the screen, I love it. I
It's
love
funny that
characters
you
like
say
that.
that because I said, wow, how they introduced him at the beginning is how I wish I saw him the whole movie. Where he's hey, almost birthday girl. And then he's like, oh, I'm wearing my and then when he comes into the frame and then that just cuts and
Yeah.
it goes right into the title. Oh, it was so creepy. And the music was great. And I jumped like three times in this movie.
Oh yeah, the
And
music. He
this with
always has
that
good music.
like but not
The score
again,
is
some
great.
people might say it's cheap, but it was music. I think it was just doing what the Jason popping out of the lake theme, but a modern take on it. I know that sounds weird because it wasn't like that at all. It wasn't a jump
I get
scene,
what you're
but what it
saying.
was saying
Yeah.
is you're watching something innocent like on the screen or something like that, and then, and then like, all of a sudden the music. So your mind's not there, and you're focusing on this sort of not tender moment because that's not really what's there, but a light moment that you weren't expecting anything, and it's like getting just blindsided with this, and it's so well done, and there's some great imagery, and I love when you see
Oh,
his car covered. I noticed it when it was in the garage, kind of half covered. I'm like, oh, his car's
mm-hmm.
there. what the fuck's going on? Is she driving? Are we going to find out that this is all like in her head or whatnot? Like I didn't know at this point with where the movie was going, it could have gone anyway. Um,
Right?
so yeah, it
Man,
was,
I love how the devil's on her shoulder the whole movie, and you kept looking in here, and you get little things, and it's actually helping her move along with the case. Like it helps her find that book where she finds out about the 666 and the design of the triangle
yeah,
that kills and all that.
inverted, yeah,
Hell
the
Circle, that book,
algorithm.
The Nine Circles of Hell. That's the one. But just like, yeah, but throughout the whole thing, it's like, and I had questions like, well, why? Why would you want to be revealed? Why did
Yeah,
Longlegs deliver that thing to her
yeah,
house and
that's
say,
what I was just about to ask you.
well, the reason is because this is the devil's plan. Everything played out exactly as it was supposed to. And he was still going to give an FU at the end of the day. He was going to reward, supposedly, Longlegs. He's going to be everywhere. He's part of Satanism now, and he's not going to suffer for it. And that's kind of like what she was going for her mother, because she was like, hail Satan, because I'm going to be here when the beast comes up, and I'm not going to twist and turn in hell because I'm serving you. Okay. So the thing about that is, um, Satan wanted all this to happen. And at the end, he wants to give a big FU to freaking Tali. And he does because she kills her mother. Has to kill her own mother and then sticks it to her. And then now the devil's done with her. But what's going to happen with the little girl? She's going to be off in her own thing. Who knows? She's going to go to hell. But it's just like the devil just played a game. And he said, you're going to do this. This is what's going to happen. This guy preached Satanism. He was like some failed glam rocker, and he kept trying to repair his face and all this stuff to impress the devil. And he gets covered up, and then he covers up his white powder to cover up his disfigurements from too much surgery. And there's all this thing going on with this freaking cat. And at the end,
This guy
the
should have
big
been
F you.
at the security getting the full body cavity search. He had powder all over himself.
I know, right? He was the powder. Yeah, you got any
Yeah,
powder?
yeah.
Right. But at the end, what happened? See, I was a little bit deflated at the end the first time because I wanted her to go like this, boom, kill the mother, and then the thing happens, and then shoot the girl, and then shoot herself. Credits end. Down, 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 bleak ending.
That would have
Satan
been
wins.
that would have been great. What did you
Still
think?
happens though.
What did you think of the ending that they put out? So he talked. He gives himself the old "talk to me," which always just gets under my skin. Where he
Oh, it's
slams his
great.
face. He
Boom.
slams his face until his nose just busts totally
It's
open.
great.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
unsettling. But what about his like kiss at the end? I
I
thought
love that.
I
Hail
loved it too.
Satan.
Carrie hated it. Carrie
Oh, I
hated it.
laughed.
I loved it. She's like, "You
I
like
laughed
that?" I'm
out
like,
loud.
"Yeah, that's just a cherry on the top ending almost."
Yep. I love
So
it.
I
That's
liked it.
just I laughed. And my wife asked me, she goes, why is that funny to you? I said, his performance, it's hysterical.
Yeah.
You mean why is it funny? Hail Satan. Just goes to show you, the man downstairs got what he wanted. This is just I usually say I love movies where evil is afoot. Evil is afoot, but it's been freaking planned, this whole 20-year plan by the devil
Well,
just to mess with them.
you had the luxury of watching this three times. I've only watched it once,
Right.
but when I
You
watched
needed
the Black
more.
Coat's
Yes.
daughter when we did the show, I watched that twice when we did the show, and
Hmm.
I came up on it the second time too because it
You
just
will.
and I feel like that's the good thing about it. And like you said, I think I'm even higher than you were the first time you watched it.
Probably
Um, but I'm not like it's still probably my standout of the year so far, or at least up
one of
there.
them,
No
right?
question. No question. It's just like I suspect this will be out in a month or two for digital. So we should be able to have it. I don't know when it will get released, but I'm all those extras. I'm telling you, man, this is going to be one of those movies that those extras I think are going to be well worth checking out. Like all that marketing that
Absolutely.
they put into it, I think that's going to be great. But
Yeah, I can't wait. I have one question about this movie. Why was that cat there in that one part? And whose cat was it and where did it come from?
I think you're supposed like I was wondering that too. I think you're supposed to get the idea that the it was the family cat, and then they were taking it away, and they just did that hiss to show that there was evil there, or there's
So wait
still.
a minute. So who brought that freaking case to put
Well,
an animal in? A cat
that's what I
came.
don't know. I don't know. Like
Right.
it's almost like why I that part they never really explained it.
That's my only question, really. I believe I figured everything out at this point. It took three views, but I mean, it's like, but that cat, I can't get around it. Why? I don't think cops when they go to a house just freaking have a thing for a cat in case they come across one. I don't know. Either way, I'll say this one thing. This to me was more seven than anything, and I'll tell you just because of these comparisons. And I guess he did this on purpose, actually. But the comparisons were you have this young person who's just starting off in this stuff, and now he's not his partner, but they're partnered up a lot. He is an elderly African American gentleman as the partner, just like in Seven. In the beginning, when they uncover the first body, it's all gross and in bed and that whole thing. Same thing happens in Seven, and then you have the killer giving himself up and having a personal tie
Yeah, very
to
true.
the freaking researcher. All seven. As I'm watching this movie, I thought of Seven, you know, 80% of the time.
And Gwyneth
I
Paltrow's
thought,
head's in a box at the end too.
yeah, unfortunately, just the head and not the aborted fetus. But yeah, but yeah, all those comparisons. Well, that would have been so much better. You can't say it wouldn't be.
While we're just one last thing, because I know we're a bit over,
Yeah,
but
we got it.
the title, Longlegs.
Means
What your
nothing.
thought? You think it means nothing,
No,
other than it's just a saying that he had?
I watched there's an interview with Oz Perkins. There's a couple on YouTube, and he's discussed it. He just said he likes the way it sounds. He goes, Daddy, long legs are scary things. Long legs, he says, it reminds him of a song from the 70s that Led Zeppelin. He goes, I could see Robert Plant singing something with long legs in there,
Interesting.
something like that.
So
And I
he
just,
actually addressed it.
yeah, no, well, somebody asked him. He was being
Okay.
interviewed. He was asking questions about certain things, even
Well,
the end of the movie.
the daddy
Like when
long
he said
legs
the
factor makes sense because
nothing,
it's like a spider, or it could be just whatever, and he just seems himself as like, yeah, like
right?
a predator or whatnot. But he
Just
says
likes the title.
I put my long legs on, so it's almost like he, like, like, again, if it means nothing, fine. But I thought maybe he, like, it could mean something else, or whatever. Like
Well, I
he's
thought it meant this. Everyone, he always meets the children. So he wants to be down on their level. He can't be down on the level when he has his long legs on.
well, that's
I think
yeah,
that's
or
what I
so,
took. He wants to relate to the children, you
okay,
know?
but
That's
yeah,
what I thought.
interesting, yeah.
But
And it's funny that we could
apparently,
draw this and then have the director say, "Yeah, it means nothing." I love that though. That's
right.
cool too.
Yeah, he explains what he likes about it. He says that the title just sounds good and it flows and everything else. And it reminds him of the 70s. And I don't know, just that's just what he said. But it's a look, an 8-minute interview. It's him and I think Collider did it,
I'll
but
check
him
it
and
out.
Monroe
I've not
together.
watched anything else. So the big nitpick out of everything is, just like when I went to see Maxine, and just like when I go to see any fucking movie now, they put the goddamn featurette for the movie we're about to watch right before it. And we're like, fucking stop doing that, movies. So it's not the
Really? That
trailer, it's like the
sucks.
feature where they're talking to the actors, and even Oz Perkins,
Wow.
the director, and then they show scenes from the movie. I'm like, fuck it. I'm about to watch the movie. I have no problem watching a trailer 2 months before I go see the movie. You know that I'm not anti-trailer like you. However, I do have a problem with this when I'm about to fucking watch the movie and they put a featurette with interviews and talking about the movie, and then they show some. No, I don't want
Mm-hmm.
that now. If you're going to do that, put it after the movie. Drives me
Right. Yeah,
crazy.
I'm
That's
with you. I'm with you.
that's
Yeah, I
just
don't get
crazy.
that.
But
Thank goodness that doesn't happen. And one more thing, the girl in the shop, when he walks in, he goes, cuckoo, cuckoo,
cuckoo,
and she
yeah.
says, Dad, that gross guy is back again. That is Oz Perkins' daughter. So I thought that's
Oh,
kind of a cool thing.
that's cool. That is cool. And he
Yeah.
does say,
So
it's funny because he cuckoos her at the beginning of the movie, and then he cuckoos that
yes, he
girl there too.
does.
So
Yep. Well, cuckoo, you know what cuckoo birds do? They go into other
the
other birds' nests and they nest there, right? And then when the baby is born, the baby kicks anything else out of it. So a cuckoo bird is raised in
Well,
another family's nest. And then the mother still feeds the cuckoo bird instead of doesn't even think about its own kids. So basically cuckooing is the thing where you're going into someone else's thing and invading it.
awesome. Well, there you go. That's all. That's cool.
Maybe that movie Cuckoo is going to be about that. I keep
They
seeing the
showed the preview
trailer.
for
Of course,
that. Yeah,
I'm plugging my ears and looking
yeah.
down and humming every time.
I watched that
Yeah, it keeps
trailer.
coming.
That was fun. I was that looks interesting for sure.
And
Here
friggin'
goes.
Oddity's
That
not
movie could
coming
go
here.
either way. What?
Oddity is not playing anywhere out here, and it's out. And
It's
it's not at the AMC. I'm so
not
mad.
playing by.
We get
It's not playing
everything.
by me either. And everybody's saying, "Oh, checking out Oddity." I'm like, I'm not because it's not coming here. So weird.
Maybe it's coming on Shutter or something. I don't know. Either way, I'm upset because I want to see it. Because especially now, I got the A list. I can see 3 movies a week. So I'm
I
like, what
gotta
am I
double
doing? I might see
check. I'm just
Maxine again.
assuming. I'm assuming it's not coming here, but I didn't see it playing. That's for sure. Anyway,
Oh,
I
Maxine.
I,
Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go.
I think I I'm just on the cusp. I guess I'm a high half head based on our rating system for Longlegs.
Okay, I'm a full head.
Yeah,
I'm a full head, and I love it. So,
cool, man. Yeah,
but
it's
yeah,
definitely worth
things are
checking
going
out.
good.
I'm looking forward to seeing it again. Whereas again, my wife said I never need to see that again. I'm like, no, I need to see it again. I want to see it again.
However, however, even though I just said that, I love it and it's a full head. I still think that Silence of the Lambs and Seven are both better movies, and I still prefer um Black Coat's Daughter at least to it. And I'm not so sure about the other two. They're all in the same kind of ballpark.
Yeah,
So, but I have
but
a feeling that Longlegs is there's more rewatchability to it, and I think I might end up liking it more with even more views.
it's
Like I
got
could watch it
long
again.
legs.
So, yeah. There you go.
On that note, good night,
On that
everybody.
note, yeah. Mon Chi Chi, Mon Chi Chi. And that's it. Peace.